Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. This would be the Jeff Cameron Show right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Thanks so much for tuning to it. I'm Jeff, that's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming free always. Try not to miss things, folks. Occasionally you do, though. I understand. And when that's the case, you can always go back, get caught up at your leisure because of our benevolence. We post all 3 hours, both to iTunes and our own Audio Vault, making sure you have opportunities. Also, you can email the show if you like, JCS at 979ESPNradio.com. On Twitter, it's at J Cameron Show, WTSM app, good for your mobile devices. If you want to watch us perform our radio duties, you can do that. Go to ESPN Tallahassee on YouTube, and you'll see us there. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you are well. Florida State hopes to play baseball tonight. I'm knocking on wood that happens as NC State's in town. And you know what? What do we got here? We got Senior Day and Bobbleheads Friday and 11 Celebration Saturday. We've got all kinds of things going on in addition to the fact that it's a great series and pretty important at that. Florida State on the season comes in at number 12 with a number 10 RPI next to their name, trying to crack that top 8 as a national seed. They're 37-16, 14-12 in the ACC. Meanwhile, NC State, 39-12 with a robust 18-9 record in the ACC, doing some things as they roll into Tallahassee for the final regular season series.
NC State, in fact, has not lost a road ACC series this season so far, so we're trying to serve them up their first one of those.
Come get you some, Wolfpack. The series is scheduled again to run through today, Friday, and Saturday, but I have a feeling, unfortunately, that weather shall wreak havoc. So we don't know what's going to happen, but as for right now, I have not heard news of a game being called or anything like that. ACC Extra, I believe, is where we're at, the network Extra. Oh, that's going to bring me to my first point. Can't wait to tell Tom the good news. On Friday, it's also the ACC Network Extra, 6 o'clock. My man Chip Baker doing all of the color analysis for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Good on you, Chip. Bring the insight as only you know how. Chip does a good job. I always run into Chip Baker in weird places. Chip and I go way back. I wouldn't say we're friends, but we're certainly not enemies. We get along swimmingly, and I'll enjoy his conversation, and I have for many, many moons now.
Well, you're more friendly than acquaintance, though, right?
Oh, yeah. I think we're above acquaintances, beyond acquaintances, but, like we're not hanging out at each other's house or anything like that. But Chip and I will always run into each other in strange places. I told you the last time I ran into him was at I see him at the games, but when I don't see him at the games, I see him in like parking lots of weird places. Like I'm racing over to Target to go grab something for I don't know, for my wife or something. And as I'm running in, I look over, there's Chip always.
The Greyhound station.
Hey, Chip, you're taking the bus to Miami? Me too. No, that doesn't happen, but that would be something. We should sit next to one another. We've got a lot of time to catch up.
I know.
It's unbelievable. I don't like driving either. Screw it. I brought some booze. It's in the bag.
And that's where we're headed, buddy.
Greyhound drunkenness is the best. You want a people watch? Oh, brother, me too. Good times. We got that transfer in Ocala. That's always fun.
You've done this before, haven't you?
No, I've never done it.
Oh, really?
I've never done it. I've taken the bus, but not to Miami.
Oh.
And I've not taken a Greyhound to any destination that I never did that. Didn't look like a lot of fun to me. I did. It reminds me every time I think about people taking the bus. It reminds me every time of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and they're singing on the bus, sitting next to each other, and he's got everybody singing along.
Yeah.
It's so John Candy perfect, right?
Yeah, Flintstones, right?
But it's perfect. It's like that's exactly what would happen.
And I don't know the song that Steve Martin's trying to sing, and nobody does.
2 coins and a fountain.
That's it. Yeah.
Or 3 coins and a fountain, isn't it? Yeah.
That's it. 100%.
I do not know why I remember that, but as soon as you said it, I'm like, it's 3 coins and a fountain, I think.
They have a good bus service in Texas. It takes you from Austin to Dallas or San Antonio, and it's like $5.
It's a bus.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, but as far as buses go, normal tourists use it. There we go. Let me get that point out there.
I got you. I'm not, okay, good. So it's not just being utilized by the homeless.
No.
I got you. And nothing against homeless people. It's just that, you don't go and hang for the hell of it, right? I mean, that's just
truth.
A tough deal.
Yeah.
All right, so Florida State, Thursday through Saturday. As for tonight's matchup, Drew Parrish against Reed Johnston. And Drew's had a good year, 4-0, 2-4-2. Johnston, he too has had a good year for NC State, 7-0 with a 2.91. Let's get it on. By the way, pregame ceremony beginning 12:45 for the Mike Martin celebration. That to take place on Saturday. Mike Martin Field. Got to be cool to be honored on your own field. Today we give Jeff Cameron the golden mic from the Jeff Cameron Studios here in Jeff Cameronville. Jeff, I hope you like your golden mic. FSU President John Thrasher and Athletics Director Stan Wilcox, along with tribute videos and speeches to take place. Weather alert, weather alert. Significant weather advisory has been issued for Leon County. This at 3:45. 3:45, weather alert on my Apple Watch.
Must be that it expires at 3:45 or that it's going to happen at 3:45.
Oh, it's until 3:45.
Okay.
Because we already got the big,
it's 3:08.
blustery, nasty stuff there. Yeah. All right, so over there at Amelia Island, which is ordinarily a wonderful place to be, Ira Schafel, amongst others, has been they've been ready to roll over there to find out what it was. Swaffy, my man Swaffy, what he had to say.
Ira's been staying at the Ritz, right?
I don't know. I'm sure he asked for wonderful accommodations. I just don't know what Gene Williams was willing to part with. Ira, I hope you're staying somewhere very nice there on property. Opportunity to see the beach every night.
I thought that was in Ira's contract,
It would be in mine.
Yeah. Oh, most certainly it would be in yours.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
It would be in my contract indeed. All right, so here's the story. Cord cutting and all the fears that everybody has, including my cohort here, Tom Lang. You worry not about the fledgling networks and their struggles because the ACC linear, baby, that's happening. August 2019, we get our linear on. It's time for the ACC network to fly the flag of greatness on a channel near you.
That's right. It'll just be a standard channel. It's almost like you go to bed one night, you wake up the next day, you've already paid for ESPN.
Bam, there it is. Look at that, the ACC network.
It's a new channel.
Yes, Wofford said today that at the conclusion of the Atlantic Coast Conference annual spring meeting that ESPN executives assure him that everything is good to go. No problems. Everything's in good shape. In fact, he even said you can feel the energy. You can feel the energy picking up both from within our room and certainly that of ESPN's as the time gets closer and closer.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
So what I think about that is that that's just fun to say, right? Some things are just fun to say. I'm not a big Phil Collins fan, but the song I Don't Care Anymore from way back in the day, you remember that song, I Don't Care Anymore? There's a line where he says, I never did believe you much anyway. I've always loved that line. It's just a fun thing to say. I never did believe you much. And then he goes on to say anyway, and the way he says anyway, he's so pissed off, it's beautiful.
Was that Phil's solo career?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's Phil's solo career away from Genesis. And I don't care anything about Phil Collins. Obviously, he turned into a Disney music guy. But what I'm saying is that song, I like that song. Like most people like In the Air Tonight and stuff like that.
I Don't Care Anymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've never heard I Don't Care Anymore? Great drum part to that. Anyhow, so when you hear the song, that phrase, when he says it, when he turns that phrase, there it is. It's a good song. Crank that bitch, man. There's that keyboard, baby. Very 1984, 85. So when he says it, every time he says it, I turn it up when I know that part's coming up. Ooh, here it comes. Such just anger in the voice. But it's also fun to say and hear and listen to Swafford talk about the linear channel, how it's going to happen, and that the energy is in the air. It picks up every time they talk about it. I don't buy that.
No.
I buy that the channel's coming.
I buy that athletic directors and coaches are going, hey, you said you're not going to mess this up, right? That's what they're saying.
And he's saying ESPN is right there going, all right, guys, full steam ahead, baby.
My question is, in the closed-door meetings, does he say, what do you want from me? They tell me it's going to be as scheduled. What do you want from me? Or is it, guys, I can assure you, as he speaks to us publicly through the media?
I think the channel's going to happen. I don't think that John Swofford would get up there as he has every year when I go to the ACC meetings in Charlotte, North Carolina, or Greensboro, wherever they have them in a given year, nor at these ACC meetings in Amelia Island, and repeatedly state, over the top, I might add, that the linear network is full steam ahead and everything's a go and there's nothing to worry about if, in fact, there wasn't going to be an ACC network. So there's going to be, you just questioned whether or not it's A, going to happen in August of 2019, which is the launch date, and B, whether or not it's going to be as described currently as a standalone channel.
Correct. Standalone and, turnkey, as they say.
Turn it up for a second. Oh, this is We Never Played by the Same Rules Anyway. The next one, we're not going to have enough time. He's about to scream. He's got better things to do this time.
You're right.
So, he dismissed any concerns that the resignation of ESPN President John Skipper in December under dubious circumstances. We never really did explore that story the way that we should have. I thought it was
health, I mean, that would have made the most sense.
Yeah, we didn't explore it because I think we were afraid that if we went down the road of questioning how it went down, we would look terrible if, in fact, he was dying of colon cancer or something. Then you're like, oh, geez, sorry about that. I thought he was a full-blown crack addict.
Those are different things that can kill you.
Very different things.
But they can kill you all the same.
But one is the choice and the other is most unfortunate. And so we just didn't do it. And I don't know. We're not going to do it here either. But the new president says we're good to go. The ACC network's going to happen. And that means just a ton of money coming our way. Let's listen to Phil Collins.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men on a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Landowners, your Mahindra dealer is ready to help you save during Mahindra's Red Tag sale. Enjoy up to $7,900 in tractor cash back and savings, or utility vehicle savings up to $1,700. Plus, Mahindra's industry-leading warranties still come standard. So hurry in for Mahindra's Red Tag savings.
TNT. When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Neese Tire and Auto Service. Neese has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Neese Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Neese Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sports Monster, your home for Tampa Bay Buccaneer football.
Touchdown Tampa Bay! There you go!
Hi, honey. How was your day?
It was fine. Pretty uneventful. How about you?
Well, I called the auditors this afternoon and made an appointment for one to come out to the house.
Wait, what? Have you lost your mind? Auditors? Why would you call them? Now we have to find our tax returns, paycheck stubs, and financial records, not to mention all those forms. Good grief.
Relax, honey. It's not that kind of auditor.
It's not?
No. I called the City of Tallahassee Utilities and scheduled a free energy audit.
Energy audit?
Right. It's when an energy auditor from our own utilities comes out to the house, examines the structure, and checks our energy energy and water systems, and then recommends changes we might make to save energy, water, and money.
And you said it's free.
Absolutely. It's free from the City of Tallahassee Utilities, our own utilities.
Sounds good to me. Let's save some money.
If you're a City of Tallahassee residential, electric, and natural gas customer, you can schedule a free energy audit. Call 891-4YOU. That's 891-4968. And schedule your free energy audit at a time most convenient for you. A message from the City of Tallahassee Utilities, your own utilities.
There's big savings today, up to $1,000 off at TNT Supercenter on the brand new Quietech Yamaha gas golf carts. The new Yamaha technology combines the quietness of electric with the dependability of gas and the very first independent rear suspension ever found in a golf car. Choose from over 30 new gas Yamahas, including 4-passenger Adventure Sports and the 6-passenger Concierge. Ask about zero down and low interest financing with approved credit. And TNT delivery is free from Valdosta to Tallahassee. Just in at TNT Supercenter, a special fleet purchase of 2016 Club Car Precedent golf cars. These like-new Club Car golf cars at TNT Supercenter are $27.99, including the charger and windshield. Only at TNT Supercenter, and only while they last. Just $27.99. Zero down and low-interest financing available with approved credit. And delivery is free from Valdosta to Tallahassee. US 19 South, next to the Dairy Queen in Thomasville. View inventory and pricing at TNTSupercenter.com. TNT Supercenter, Thomasville, Georgia.
Here, do you need headsets? I don't need no stinking headsets. Well, then go. Come on, man. All right. Hi there, Tallahassee. You know me. This is Eddie. You know, I have other restaurants in this town, Gordo's, Banditos. Well, I opened up something new. It's called Bumpa's Local 349. You may ask, what is Bumpa's Local 349? It was named after my grandfather. Bumpa. It's what we called him. Best man I ever knew. And the Local 349 was his union. And I try to bring this local flavor, this local flair of Tallahassee. I want to bring it to you, locally owned and operated. Warm, good food. Good Lord, man, we're getting all weepy up in here. It's a cool sports pub. It's got TVs everywhere. You got every package. You got a gazillion kinds of beers and delicious food and a deck. We don't need to weep up in here. Come on, Eddie. And we have 16 local Florida taps. Great craft beer just for you. And the best bologna sandwich you'll ever eat. It's like you just won the lotto. As Bumpa said, no matter how you cut it, it's still bologna. Bumpa's Local 349, 2738 Capitol Circle Northeast.
You're listening to The Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. At Jay Cameron Show, we set up today for softball being carried on ESPN channels all games. That's from Tigger, who's the cameraman for that kind of stuff. So there you go. Good to know.
Outstanding.
Well, I think this is in reference, of course, to our ACC network stuff. They got to have material. They got to have things, and they're spending so much money on the infrastructure, which you would not go forward with if you were not assured that this channel is going to be a thing.
Well, yeah, I'm being sarcastic about, just...
No, it's a fun topic.
I'll find something else to watch if that's going to be on all their platforms. But
as are most people when they tune to the SEC or the Big Ten.
But it does seem like the key here, and I don't know that the SEC did it exactly the way the ACC is trying to do at the launch of whatever endeavor this is going to end up being, but they want the studios to be ready at each university. Mm-hmm. So you can at least patch everything through. We know this all too well from our line of work. When you go somewhere and you have to willy-nilly it together
really
to get back home.
And stressful.
Yes, but if you have things put in place, the peace of mind that gives somebody who can program a channel like the ACC Network, that if I need something from Blacksburg, they're going to transmit it to us without any problem at all. I can trust that it's going to work. Makes all the difference. I mean, I did board work for FSU baseball for a few years, and this wasn't in the golden age of the ACC. There are a lot of places where, Lulu and Tom Block at the time would travel, and they didn't have the technology, and so you're just scratching your head. How are we going to get this game back home?
Boston College was one of those places that frequently not only did you have a hard time connecting to, but I always worried they were risking their lives actually sitting in a press box that moved. That was a bad deal. I guess BC has upgraded some.
Yeah, couldn't see down the right field line.
Literally
either.
couldn't see things. Rockets win last night, which means we got a series. That's a good thing if you care about these things. I do. I wanted to see this series at least be somewhat entertaining. The Rockets being the team that had the best chance to make that an entertaining series. After losing game 1, the thought was, don't you dare lose game 2. By the way, come on, Charles Barkley, I love you, but you cannot say after one game in this series, as he did definitively, that he did not believe that Houston could win a game. He said after game 1, well, they won't win a game. They won't be competitive. Houston boat raced Golden State last night, and they did not waver one iota from their game plan. D'Antoni talked about it afterwards and said, how stupid would I be to advocate for a certain style of play that sees us put together the best record in basketball and gives us the best opportunity to unseat Golden State, to throw it all out the window the second we lose a basketball game. I wasn't going to do that. If anything, we were going to do more of what we do, and he's not kidding. They did. They were just 16 of 42 from beyond the arc, but they played the way that Houston plays, and they won this game. Now, the whole thing for Houston, as we said before, is you got to get something out of Gordon. You got to get something out of Tucker. You got to get something out of the other players, Ariza. You got to get something out of those guys. And last night they got that. They got 22, 27, and 19 respectively. They got what they needed there. It's not just Harden, and it's not just Chris Paul. So you got to be able to do that.
Yeah, but it's one of those again. Harden needs to start shooting.
Well, man.
Yes.
I'm waiting.
I'm not trying. Yes.
2 fingers, baby.
You're waiting for that performance where we go, oh, well, okay, at least once. You got it in you once.
Never happens, man. That guy. 2 fingers. I'm not starting my team with that guy.
Yeah, that's
what I'm
league
telling
MVP
you.
or not.
Nope,
yeah,
I'm not starting my team with that guy. I'll take some of Boston's role players at this point. I'm not starting. I know that sounds crazy.
You take Rozier.
Well, I wouldn't take Rozier over Harden, but
see, I'm trying to define the terms.
Yeah, no, you can define the terms. That's not there. There is a rookie that I'm going to take, and you know who that is. But, I mean, Tatum all day, I'm taking him over Harden. And he's a rookie. And I am doing that. Hey, Bartolo Colon struck out in his career. Stat I saw yesterday. It's awesome. So he struck out Devers, and then this was posted on, I believe it was Sporting News or SB Nation, or so. I saw it on Twitter. Anyhow, I'm not saying I looked this up. I want you to know I read it. Devers was born October 24th, 1996. Bartolo Colon struck him out yesterday, I think it was. He also, in his career, has struck out Paul Molitor, who was born in 1956. So Bartolo Colon's career has spanned in a way that it sees him striking out individuals in the league that were born in the mid-1950s and kids that were born in 1996. That's how long Bartolo Colon has been pitching.
You see, he got hit in the belly last night?
Oh, yeah, and he laughed afterwards and said, my belly can take it.
Yeah, my
I
gut
think so.
can take it.
Yeah. Well, the way he pitches and given how it is that he's effective and how he gets people out, which is no longer what it once was way back in the day when he threw hard, there's no reason to think then that he might not be able to pitch till he's 50. It is cool to see. It's like knuckleballers, right? He's not a knuckleballer, but these one-pitch guys.
Yeah, Levon Hernandez lasted forever in a day, throwing 90 to 92.
Yeah.
Sometimes he would get lit up for 6 runs.
Oh, and he's out of there in the first.
Yeah.
Other times he pitches complete game shutout. It's about movement and location, and those guys know how to pitch. It's kind of a really cool – I mean, that story makes me smile. Also, I'd say this about the hockey tonight. Obviously, we'll be holding our breath. But as for hockey and the relative health of hockey, do you recall – and I know you do. So I bring this example up all the time, but I think we're on the verge of this. I think it's important. I also think gambling will help this. But when the Rangers finally ended the drought and they won with the Messier team to win the Stanley Cup Finals,
94, yeah.
Yeah. So you're going back all that ways, and I remember it was a hell of a run. It was a lot of fun. It's the Messier guarantee and everything else.
One of the first sporting memories that I have is actually watching them close out Vancouver in 1994.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Might note that's the last time a Canadian team was in the Stanley Cup Finals.
No, not in the finals.
25 years?
No, not in the finals.
Well, they haven't won it in 25
They haven't
years.
won since '93, which was Montreal the year prior. Yeah, year prior. Yep.
25 years ago.
That's correct. Vancouver's been there again. Calgary in 04 against the Lightning.
So now Winnipeg is going to get beat by an expansion team, and we're going to go to 26 years since a Canadian team has won a Stanley Cup championship.
We'll see. Winnipeg has it in them.
They're not coming back.
Okay.
We're going to make a bet.
All
on
right.
that. We're going to make a bet on this if you want. They're not coming back.
It's a good team.
Well, they are a good team who's going to lose in the conference finals, which sucks for Canada. I mean, what else you got in Winnipeg? Manitoba. Ooh, that's a tough time. I'm sure it's beautiful. Anyhow, what I wanted to tell you about all that was this. This is amazing. And it does speak to, I think, the fact that you have a Canadian team and then you've got a market like Las Vegas and you got an expansion team and all that, and there's a cool storyline there. The Western Conference Finals ratings, non-Chicago Blackhawk years. So you can't count this with the Chicago Blackhawks because they always do really well. Western Conference Finals ratings are up 70% this year. 70% on NBC. 70%? That's insane.
Yeah, I believe that. And Friday night when the Lightning lost to the Capitals, that game one in that time slot against last year's, Eastern Conference final competitor, 50% increase. So the sport is seeing growth.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think the sport is growing,
Yeah.
and its coverage is really good. They do a good job with it. They really do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I
They got
think
a
by
couple
and
of weak
large-
links, but they're
yeah,
good.
but I think by and large they do a good job. Who's the chick? She does a good job too.
Catherine Tappan.
She's really good.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that email. Here it comes.
No, she was in a brutal divorce, as the story goes.
Good Lord, I didn't need all this. What do
Piece
you
of
mean?
crap husband.
That's a shame. Well, she does fine work. She's really good.
That's what I'm saying.
She does really good. She's not quite the equivalent of Doris Burke, who's exceptional at what she does.
No, she's a field reporter mostly. She's a field reporter turned anchor, but she does field reports for Sunday Night Football too. Football Night in America. They'll send her to a game or two.
When she's on the desk, she's great. She needs to do that more.
Yeah. Oh,
I
no, she's
think
a great driver.
Really, really
She's
good.
better
driver.
than the little pipsqueak Liam.
Yeah, I don't like. No, get her back in there.
Yeah.
She's much better, infinitely so. I enjoy her coverage. I enjoy MyPillow. You guys can get a MyPillow. Why don't you do it right now and click on that 2-pack special and enter the promo code 979ESPN. You'll get 2 MyPillow premium pillows for one low price plus free shipping. Woohoo! You got to use that promo code, guys. I'm saving you all kinds of money. Listen, the pillow's relatively expensive. Not going to lie. I mean, as pillows go, it's a relatively expensive pillow. But you're getting 2 of them for the price of 1 because of me. And then also, they're really comfortable. I wouldn't be telling you about these pillows every day, all day, if they weren't great. So if you're thinking about it, if you're thinking, I haven't had a good pillow in eons, I got to fold 1,000,000 pillows up and all that stuff, go ahead and pull the trigger on this pillow. It's good. It's MyPillow. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, enter the promo code 979ESPN. Also, if you want to call them, you can, 800-944-6596. A special 2-packs going on here for you get to the 2. It's made in the USA. Did I say that?
Special 2-packs for 1.
Machine washable, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, send it back. So there you go. Allays all your fears, right? 800-944-6596. 800-944-6596. Be sure to use the promo code 979ESPN. If you go online, 2-pack special, click on it. 979ESPN.
If they tell you you're
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this. It's right here, guys. We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Landowners, your Mahindra dealer is ready to help you save during Mahindra's Red Tag sale. Enjoy up to $7,900 in tractor cash back and savings, or utility vehicle savings up to $1,700. Plus, Mahindra's industry-leading warranties still come standard. So hurry in for Mahindra's Red Tag savings.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Arlington, Georgia.
Are you ready to experience an awesome fishing expedition? Sea Quarters Marina is home to several great charter services. All charters are customized based upon the types of fishing opportunities available and the type of fishing the customer requests. The Northwest Gulf Coast offers a variety of different angling adventures thanks to unspoiled back county islands and crystal clear flats. For more information regarding charters, call Sea Quarters Marina at 697-8400 or online at seaquartersmarina.com.
Do you work in construction, photography, or real estate and use a drone for your job? Did you know that the FAA requires you to be licensed? That's right. All commercial use drone operators have to be a Part 107 license. Have questions? Contact the drone experts at TCC's Wakulla Environmental Institute. Go to tcc.fl.edu and search drones or call 850-558-3500. That's 850-558-3500. Remember, the FAA requires all commercial use drone operators to be licensed.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachian Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
That's the sizzle of McDonald's new hotter and juicier 100% fresh beef quarter pounder burger. Sounds good, right? Hold up, you can't hear that mouth-watering sound or taste that beefy, melty, cheesy deliciousness until you order yours, because that's when they cook it. So if you want to hear this, followed by this, hit this, and turn into McDonald's now. McDonald's new hotter and juicier quarter pounder burgers. So good, they'll leave you speechless. Hotter and juicier compared to prior quarter pound beef patty. Available at most restaurants in contiguous U.S. Not available in Alaska, Hawaii, and U.S. territories.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. NCAA President Mark Emmert believes there needs to be strong federal standards to regulate sports betting. But in a change of policy, the NCAA will now allow, at least temporarily, its championship events to be held in states with sports betting. The Supreme Court on Monday struck down a law that had limited sports betting to the state of Nevada. The NBA playoffs are on spring break until the weekend. Saturday in Cleveland, the Cavaliers will try to get on the board in the East Finals. They trail the Celtics 2-0. Mark Spears of the Undefeated.
Brad Stevens is just a mastermind in getting teams ready. And, you know, we forgot about all the problems that Cleveland had before because they had such a great series against Toronto. I didn't forget. So I just thought that with Boston's toughness, their defense, and their just team basketball offensively, that was going to be a problem.
Mark Spears on Golic and Wingo. Game 3 in Cleveland on Saturday with the coverage at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and TV. Game 3 in the West is in Oakland Sunday with the Warriors and Rockets tied at 1. Coverage of that game Sunday at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Slovenian basketball star Luka Doncic says he hasn't decided yet if he'll come to the NBA next season. Doncic is a 19-year-old point guard expected to be in the top 3 picks of the June draft. Right now, he's playing for Real Madrid at the EuroLeague Final Four. The Cleveland Browns will be the featured team this summer on HBO's Hard Knocks. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the focus of the show last year.
Live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Is it the weekend yet?
Been a long week.
Feels that way.
Yeah, time is moving quickly, but this week has been its own little vortex.
You know what that is, man? That's it's rain. I like rain, but then rain does that to you. You get upset. You know, you get angry with the rain because you're cooped up. You can't go out and play golf. Can't go out and do what you got to do.
100%, that's right.
Cooped up, man. Aggravating as all hell. I wish we were all on a back deck tonight watching this hockey. That's what I wish. Right after the baseball game or something like that. Race over there to do that.
Me too. You know, I said it on the old podcast that I do. You know, I get excited when I see 8 p.m. starts to games because that means you've won a lot. You've gotten to a place where the games are important. But it's an 8 p.m. start.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be done with the show, and I got 2 whole hours before we even get going here.
Well, you get you a hearty meal. You get you something that kind of tied you over. Have a little fun with that.
Yeah. I have to do something.
A good glass of red wine or something?
Ooh, I haven't had a glass of red wine in a long time.
What you doing, buddy? Home ice hasn't meant much for either team, any team in the postseason. Like all of them. They're 5 games under 500 in this year's postseason. In fact, what's the stat that I read here? Only 1 year where teams were worse at home than this current postseason. And that was back in 2012.
Wow.
So the teams that play at home typically lose, period. They just do. So let's hope that holds true for this next game at least.
Right, yeah, for tonight. And then Tampa's one of the better teams at home, even though they lost the first 2 in the series. They're 5-3 in the playoffs overall at home. And for that to be one of the better records that's just kind of nuts.
It is weird, man. It's really weird. I was looking at trying to find, a reason to care about the NBA draft, by the way, in addition to the actual NBA games.
There's a reason, because on that show that day before the NBA draft, Matt Millard comes on and guesses the nationalities of the players.
Which is one of my favorite moments of the year. We always have a good time, and there is a reason. But, I also think that in addition to that, I don't know how anybody isn't drafting Ayton. So when I hear about this other guy from Europe, I don't care how good he is. Granted, maybe I'm prejudiced against European players, and I understand there have been some damn good ones.
Sounds like it, Kenny Knox.
Well, listen here, man. We all rolled our eyes at any number of players from Europe. Sometimes that turned out to be absolutely the right thing. Darko Milicic, anybody? How'd that work out? But having said that, I mean, my goodness gracious, how good is Porzingis right now?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
He's little over.
He gets hurt. But
overrated, but pretty good.
When he doesn't get hurt, he's really good.
Yeah.
If he had help around him at all, it might be even better. He's been on terrible teams and still prospered. And, that said, Dirk worked out okay.
Yeah, he might have helped change the game a little bit.
Might have been a top 40 all-time player. 30 even. I mean, he's that kind of player.
He may have helped change the game.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
for
real.
So you take a flyer on a guy every now and again, and they turn out to be game changers, literally. And other times, you couldn't have wasted a pick worse than you did when you took Darko or who was the guy from China that came over? Was it
not Yao?
Not Yao. I mean
Yi?
Lin or whatever that guy's name. Remember that guy?
I thought it was Yi.
Yi Lee.
Could have been.
Something like that?
Yeah.
What the hell? They couldn't stop talking about that guy.
Yes, you're right about that. He's better than Yao.
Yeah. No. No, that was a wasted pick. Anyhow.
Yi Jianlin, maybe?
But the Ayton kid, when you look at that kid, good Lord. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? That's who you're taking number 1. There's no discussion. We're not maybe I'm wrong. Again, I haven't even seen the 19-year-old play. But he's a guard.
Yeah, but that means that my man from Duke can be the number 3 overall pick in this draft, which is kind of crazy. So, I mean, if you finish in the top 3, you're going to get yourself quite a talented player.
Yeah. No, it's it's amazing to think about. By the way, I'm looking at these numbers. Mike Slive passed away, and we didn't talk about this before, but we all remember Mike Slive, SEC commissioner, and his influence on what has happened in the SEC and what that conference became, as opposed to what I remember it as my entire youth. And it's funny, the younger generation feels like the SEC has just been always dominant. No, not at all. not at all. But Mike Slive helped change all of that without question. In 2001 to 02, $96 million in revenue, $8 million per school. 2014 to 2015, $455.8 million, $32.6 million per school. It's remarkable to think that he was at the forefront of all of that, and with the vision and the idea of the SEC championship and everything else.
Yeah, he worked the back channels. There's no question he worked the back channels, and the SEC title game was a model for other conferences, obviously, to make more money for nothing or no reason, it seemed. And now those games are, championship weekend is a big deal in the sport.
It changed everything.
But, Spurrier and Saban probably had a little bit to do with the SEC being what it is, too.
Yeah, but, again, he comes in 2002, and it's from that point on that the conference begins to just grow exponentially and do what they did. The growth under Mike Slive, you're talking about the 70 seasons before the 13 in which he was at the helm, 70 seasons before, $95 million, the 13 that he's there, $455 million. Changing economics, I understand, but it's crazy. They enlarged the conference as well.
Yes. You got to work back channels with ESPN, and he was expert at that, too. I'm not saying he didn't do anything. It's just that...
Oh, no, but, utilizing what you have and understanding how to grow it is part of, excellence.
Sure. Yes. He didn't slow down college football's rapid growth as a national sport, not just a regional sport.
No, without question. So it's noteworthy that he passed the age of 74. But I never met Mike Slive, but I have talked to countless people that have or that covered the conference and interviewed him and did work with him. And apparently he's the nicest guy virtually that they've ever worked with who had that amount of power. When you talk to me, that's rare, right? When you have guys that are that kind of a mover and shaker and that kind of power, that you also then hear them described as being super sweet, super benevolent, super kind and understanding of your time, respectful of you and what you do. Mostly, unfortunately.
Yeah, you don't run into that too often. No.
So
hardly at all.
Like rarely ever.
Pretty much never.
Pretty much never.
Yeah.
Who's the most powerful, nicest guy you've ever met?
Oh, God.
That's a weird question. We never think about that. A guy who wields great authority in these matters and has the power to make or break you, if you will, and is also a guy that never would because they get it.
Not to be a homer, but Thrasher's a pretty nice guy.
Oh, really nice guy, yeah. But he's also a tough guy. You just talk to Thrasher.
Right. You can understand, yeah, if he's mad at you because you screwed up at your job,
I would not like
you probably don't want to be around him.
I wouldn't like that.
But by and large, as a general person walking around, he seems like a affable dude.
He is.
That's a really tough question. You got to think about all the random encounters.
Well, you've had random encounters with, the billionaire owner of the Lightning, right? So,
Vinnick
is apparently, by all accounts, a super nice guy.
He is something else, man. He shows up to work every day in jeans and a, whatever casual shirt.
I always thought it should be that way. If you're a billionaire and you've worked hard and gotten to a place where then you can branch out from what it was your expertise allowed for, and now you can utilize this money to, buy sports teams, you ought to be damn well in a good mood on the regular. You've got an eye for excellence and you understand how businesses run, clearly. But also, you're never going to want for anything ever again. You ought to be in a pretty good mood.
No, he's got some really, everyman stories, one of which is when he met his wife. His wife, as he says, was on the rebound for about 4 or 5 hours. She just broke up with her boyfriend, and he's up in
the rebound.
That's what he said. She was on the rebound for like a couple hours, and he just lucked out.
He went in for the kill.
So he's at a restaurant up there, an Asian cuisine restaurant. He's enjoying the scorpion drink. So he's getting after it, and he sees her. He says, I have to talk to her. And so he got to talking to her, and they hit it off. And next thing you know, they're getting married years later. But somebody asked him recently about that story. There's a great piece on it in The Athletic. And he says, that bar's still there? Do they still serve the scorpions? That's all he cared to know because he loved the scorpion drinks there.
My man.
Yeah.
That's doing some things. I got a baseball stat for you I'm going to give you in a moment that will blow you away. And I have a feeling that young Matthew, that's what we call him around here, already knew this. But very few others. I'm going to give him that kind of credit. I didn't know this, and I'm sure you didn't know this, and I'm just stunned when I look at these numbers.
So it's like Matthew Kirkjian and Jason Stark. Those
are the three guys that would maybe know it, and a few other really geeky guys when it comes to baseball.
I knew that.
Oh, Kirchin probably would, although he would have some other cool little stat about it in addition to what I'm going to tell you.
The 27 Senators did that 3 times over.
Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this. It's right here, guys. We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Landowners, your Mahindra dealer is ready to help you save during Mahindra's Red Tag sale. Enjoy up to $7,900 in tractor cash back and savings, or utility vehicle savings up to $1,700. Plus, Mahindra's industry-leading warranties still come standard. So hurry in for Mahindra's Red Tag savings.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Hank Aaron and Dale Murphy, we've been Tallahassee's home run hitting law firm. And because we don't get paid unless we win, we want to win every case as much as Chipper Jones wanted to win every game. So when you're injured, don't just trust any law firm to handle your case. Make the call to the bullpen for a trusted closer. To see our stats on the back of our baseball card, visit wrongfullyinjured.com. Fonville Lewis, Messer, McConaughey. Personal injury law is all we do.
Shot, save, rebound, score!
The playoffs are here. The Corner Pocket is your whole all-spring long for all the heart-pounding moments in the NBA and Stanley Cup playoffs.
It's held in a shot, save, rebound,
The Corner Pocket on Appalachia Parkway next to Earth Fair is your headquarters for Trivia Tuesdays, Beer Bingo Thursdays, and of course, all the moments you'll never forget.
For the championship!
The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill, 2475 Appalachia Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
I give to you easy laundry service from my friends at Wash Around the Clock. Oh, buddy, this is a game changer. If you're like me, your life is hectic. Between work, school, your kids' sporting events and activities, well, it leaves you precious little time to kick back and take a load off. About the last thing you want to do is hours of laundry, but there it sits, staring at you, taunting. No more. That's right. More watching, less washing. Save hours of valuable time when you sign up not doing laundry with easy laundry service from Wash Around the Clock. Whether it's dry cleaning or just plain laundry, Wash Around the Clock's easy laundry service will pick up and deliver at your home or office. So sign up for free today at easylaundry.net, or you can give them a call, 850-597-9007. Again, sign up today at easylaundry.net. Oh, and by the way, I got you. Use promo code JCS20 and save 20%. That's promo code JCS20. You're saving 20% on your first order. That's easylaundry.net from Wash Around the Clock.
Don't just listen to The Jeff Cameron Show. Watch it live. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Live weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. Head to ESPNTallahassee.com today to watch live or catch up on demand. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Brought to you by Nice Tire and Auto, your trusted Goodyear dealer.
Nice Tire and Auto, just minutes away from FSU campus.
This is The Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
I met Paul Westerberg after a show in Atlanta. The highlight for me, I don't think he cared, but he was super nice. Super nice. And I still have the autographed ticket stub.
About a year ago now, I met Chris Jericho. He was plenty nice.
That was a great picture. Still is a great picture.
Yeah.
One of my favorite pictures.
He was feeling it. He was having a good old time.
I think he was.
Oh.
The picture reveals every bit of that, right?
Woo.
Good times for Chris Jericho.
Yeah, he was holding court. Yes.
Oh, he was talking to a lot of people?
Talking to a lot of people. Yep.
I bet he's got stories for days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Those guys all do. Like, wrestlers have great stories.
He was...
all they do is travel.
He was about to the point where he couldn't tell any more stories, but he was still having a good time.
At least he wasn't, a drunken ass, but instead he was just going in his fellow, and
he was going into his own sleeper hold. That's where he was headed.
Time was of the essence. You had to hear that story because it was about to end, right? Yeah,
buddy.
All right, so I gave you one baseball stat that blew me away. I'll give you another one here. This is something that fantasy people probably know, but just in terms of baseball numbers, we all know that Mike Trout is insane, and so much so that in a relatively brief career, the discussion and talking points surrounding Mike Trout is if he retired today, would he be a Hall of Famer? Like, that's how good he's been, right? So this is crazy. Since 2016, Mike Trout, /line, you ready? 312, 442, 592, 74 home runs. He's 60 of 71 stolen bases, a 181 OPS plus, a 20.7 WAR. Jesus. I mean, that's
20 WAR.
Yeah. Okay, so here's something that will blow you away. You know who's been better in that time? Charlie Blackmon. Did you know it? Charlie Blackmon in that time, 322, 389, 576, 77 home runs, 34 of 54 stolen bases, 136 OPS plus, and a 10.8 WAR. But if depending on which numbers you want to look at, you could say that the last year and a half of baseball, just pure baseball, he's been a better player. When you throw in everything. Those numbers are for the 2 full seasons. Trout's still better, but Blackmon is in the conversation with Mike Trout, no matter how you slice it. Offensively, certainly. That's nuts.
Charlie Blackmon.
I just knew that nobody would really know that.
No, he's like the leader Thursday at the Masters. You're like, who the hell is Charlie Blackmon? South African, huh?
Yeah, Charlie Blackmon isn't quite Mike Trout, and you would never take Charlie Blackmon over Mike Trout, ever. But if you're talking about the last 2 baseball seasons, you'd be really happy to have Charlie Blackmon because you'd have, in essence, Mike Trout.
You'd have an upper middle class man's Mike Trout instead of a poor man's Mike Trout.
That's right. You'd have a player akin to Mike Trout, which if I said name the player closest, statistically speaking, to Mike Trout,
everybody would say
Charlie Blackmon.
Everybody would say Bryce Harper. First blush.
But it's Charlie Blackmon. That's crazy. I never would have guessed that.
I'm not saying that's even close with Bryce. It's just that's what people who are casually interested in the game would tell you because he's the biggest face in the game.
He's also really good, and he's going to work out perfectly when he's in New York next year, so Washington better find a way to make something happen this year in the postseason because short of that, they're going to lose him, and that's that.
Going to be such a shame. That window was wide open. It really was.
I know your heart breaks at the potential of the Washington Nationals never having cashed in the Bryce Harper chip.
They even win a pennant? They didn't make it to the World Series, did they?
No, they
haven't.
And
even we did that with Matt Harvey.
No, they have definitely not made it to the World Series.
Look at Harvey. Damn.
Yes, Bryce Harper will, I would guess, be cashing in big time. Although he's, what is he, currently hitting 230-something?
Is he really?
I think.
Yeah, he started slow. That's right.
I think he's doing something like I haven't checked.
Have to go through one of those
recently. Well, he will though. He will go through.
He'll go
stretches
at some point.
Let's talk some ACC Network in a moment. I can't wait. I know how much you love this. Good stuff.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Landowners, your Mahindra dealer is ready to help you save during Mahindra's Red Tag sale. Enjoy up to $7,900 in tractor cash back and savings, or utility vehicle savings up to $1,700. Plus, Mahindra's industry-leading warranties still come standard. So hurry in for Mahindra's Red Tag savings.
TNT. When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Peppers, 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 peppers. You talk about peppers, peppers.
I think people are right. Like, who would say it better? Who would you even nominate?
Peppers. Oh, wow.
Oh, wait a minute. Chris summoned some fake Stephen A. Smith, and he got it from his groin.
Peppers. Wow.
Wow, it's pretty good.
Peppers. 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 Peppers.
The Dan Le Batard Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
You know what? It's time you level up your lemon lime with new, clear, refreshing Mountain Dew Ice. Why settle for this when you could have this? You want a fist bump that ends in one of those fake explosions?
Hey, Charles.
Or a fist bump that ends in an actual explosion?
Hey, Charles.
Want to pull up to the party on this? Or arrive in this? Make this musical request? Or this one? So yeah, you can keep drinking the same old, but we think you'll like the exploding fist bump, showing up to the party properly way to lemon lime, right? Mountain Dew Ice. Clear, refreshing lemon lime, redefined.
Want to trick your truck for free? Mountain Dew and Dollar General announced Trick Your Truck, your shot at winning up to $10,000 to trick your truck. Get your free Do Life sticker at any Tallahassee area Dollar General and put it on your ride. Spotters are looking for Do Life stickers now.
For better gas mileage and a longer-lasting engine, change your vehicle's oil at Superlube every 3 months or 3,000 miles, whichever comes first. For good times and family fun, Tallahassee heads to the Fun Station. And right now, when you change your oil at Superlube, you'll get a $15 Fun Station gift card. You don't need an appointment. You'll be in and out in no time. And with 19 Tallahassee area Superlubes, there's probably one right around the corner right now.
How I love to Superlube my car. Yes, sir.
Congratulations, you are now a licensed drone pilot. But what should you do next to elevate your business to new heights? Learn how to package your drone photography by enrolling in TCC's Wakulla Environmental Institute's Drone Business Video Production course. Don't wait, seats are limited. Go to tcc.fl.edu and search drone today or call 850-558-3500. Learn how to package your drone photography so that you can get your drone business started. Go to tcc.fl.edu and search drone for drone education at TCC's Wakulla Environmental Institute. Class starts June 14th.
Driving every day from the AmeriGas studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is 97.9 ESPN Radio, WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. NCAA President Mark Emmert believes there needs to be strong federal standards to regulate sports betting. But in a change of policy, the NCAA will now allow, at least temporarily, its championship events to be held in states with sports betting. The Supreme Court on Monday struck down a law that had limited sports betting to the state of Nevada. The NBA playoffs are on spring break until the weekend. Saturday in Cleveland, the Cavaliers will try to get on the board in the East Finals. They trail the Celtics 2-0. Mark Spears of the Undefeated.
Brad Stevens is just a mastermind in getting teams ready. And, you know, we forgot about all the problems that Cleveland had before because they had such a great series against Toronto. I didn't forget. So I just thought that with Boston's toughness, their defense, and their just team basketball offensively, that it was going to be a problem.
Mark Spears on Golick and Wingo. Game 3 in Cleveland on Saturday with the coverage at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and TV. Game 3 in the West is in Oakland Sunday with the Warriors and Rockets tied at 1. Coverage of that game Sunday at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Slovenian basketball star Luka Doncic says he hasn't decided yet if he'll come to the NBA next season. Doncic is a 19-year-old point guard expected to be in the top 3 picks of the June draft. Right now, he's playing for Real Madrid at the EuroLeague Final Four. The Cleveland Browns will be the featured team this summer on HBO's Hard Knocks. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the focus of the show last year.
Live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Hour number 2, Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning to it. Online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you're going to listen live via the streaming free always. If you miss anything, we'll post all 3 hours both to iTunes and in our own audio vault. You ever do that thing where you look at names of commits, Tom, and just by names alone, you get excited about their potential?
Sure, absolutely. You can see the name on the plate, the back plate of the
I
uniform.
do it all the time. During the break, I was just sitting here before we started the hour. I was just reading a recruiting article. And as I was doing it, then I began to look at our recruiting for 2019. And you've seen all those 4- and 4-star guys we got, right? And first of all, if you're a defensive back and your name is Akeem Dent, I'm sure you can play. I'm just sure of it. Akeem Dent sounds like he straight up can ball.
Sounds like he can return punts, too.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's funny you add that wrinkle because I thought the same thing. I said,
Yeah.
I've never seen Akeem Dent play a day in my life, but I know he's a good corner, and he's probably pretty solid on special teams.
Maybe more kick returns than punt returns, but yeah.
Yeah. So I know who Dante Lucas is because that's that giant offensive lineman that we got the commitment out of. I always know about the offensive and defensive lineman.
Sounds like a quarterback's name, but yeah.
I thought he was misnamed, too. I looked at the name at the offensive line and said, Dante Lucas, that's a skill position player. What's he doing on the offensive line? Anyhow, so that's what you got there. But, like, here's another name, and I thought, destined for stardom. Never seen him play. I have no idea. He may wash out. Could be an elite first-rounder. But he feels like with this name, he's got to be a first-round star off the edge. Quashawn Fuller. Oh, forget about this guy. Quashawn Fuller, he's going to dominate.
Yeah.
But another DB, and sounds like a DB, Renardo Green. Renardo Green has to be a defensive back.
Renardo Green is going to be a good college football player.
Yeah, he's not going to the pros.
Right.
But he was a really solid player for us.
If he was a linebacker, he'd have a chance at the pros.
I agree with that. Here's a guy that's a DB that I think should be a running back. Now, I've never seen him play again. No idea. But his name tells me he's a running back. Travis Jay.
Yeah.
Travis Jay is a solid running back.
Yep.
I'm starting him this week in fantasy.
Or an All-American punter.
I guess. I still see running back better.
Okay.
Travis Jay. Defensive tackle. This guy really has a chance to be anything he wants on a football, baseball, basketball field. He's just got the right name, period. You could introduce him in the batter's box. You could start him at defensive back. He could be a quarterback, could be a star wide receiver. This young man is recruited as a defensive tackle. He's already committed to us for 2019. True Thompson. True Thompson is anything he wants to be.
Yeah, True Thompson. Mm-hmm.
That is a perfect – he's a pitcher. He's a linebacker. He's a quarterback. He's a star wide receiver.
He's a shooting guard.
He's a shooting guard or a point guard. Either one.
Yeah.
He's not a center.
No,
I don't think.
no.
I don't think so. But, yeah, he's anything you really need him to be.
No, he'd have to be Big True Thompson.
Oh, then he'd be Big True.
Yeah.
Big True would be a good nickname.
That is.
Feed the post. Get it to Big True.
Now, I think it's Dante Lucas. That's the offensive lineman who's named incorrectly.
Incorrectly, yeah.
If his name was Christian, he would be an offensive lineman.
Christian Lucas is a great name. Maybe
Yeah.
even a defensive line.
Mhm.
But, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah. Christian Lucas. We should recruit a Christian Lucas. I bet he can play. He's a big son of a bitch, that Christian Lucas. Put him on the offensive or defensive line. I'm with you, man. If you missed it in the first hour, Tom Lang is giddy. And it makes me laugh because this is the party line every time, and he has not wavered from it. And I know no matter what he says, Tom's not going to believe it until it actually happens. And now we're really close, so it could happen. Despite growing concerns, I'm reading from Ira's article on warchant.com, about cord cutting across the industry and cable giant Comcast's recent decision to reduce distribution of the Big Ten network, ACC Commissioner John Swofford says the conference planned linear network is full speed ahead, ready to go for August of 2019.
That means that major announcements have to come in about 2 months. They've got 2 months to iron things out to give to the people at the ACC kickoff.
The people. Swofford, speaking Thursday at the conclusion of the Atlantic Coast Conference's annual spring meeting, said ESPN executives have not changed any of their financial projections for the network. Quote, that is really, in every way, shape, and form, exactly where we want it to be at this given point in time about the network, said Swofford. You can feel the energy beginning to pick up, both within our room and certainly with ESPN, as the time gets closer and closer. I wish you guys, if you're not watching on YouTube, you would really appreciate this. I read that verbatim. That's a quote. But I immediately looked up to Tom because I wanted to see the look of doubt wash over his face. Because Swofford, he's looking at Swofford, or he's looking at me reading Swofford's words like, you're just going to sit here and lie to my face, aren't you? Like, that's the look he's got.
Yeah.
Like, he's just taken aback by the idea that Swofford continues to stand up there and just say something that Tom believes to be patently false. He thinks there's no deal done. Tom, it's like Bomani Jones thinking that Stevie Wonder can see. This is exactly what it is. Tom doesn't believe a deal's ever been made.
He caught the mic.
He's sitting there telling, if you're privileged enough to be friends like I am with my dear friend here, Tom Lang, you would know how frequently we have these conversations and how we disagree on this particular issue. It's kind of in jest, but it's also true. I know deep down he's waiting for the other shoe to drop. I know he thinks that there's going to be an announcement on this show at some point where I have to come on here and go, oh, Tom, it's looking like it's falling apart. And he's going to stand up, literally grab his mic and stand up and go, see, I told you that son of a bitch never had a deal. There was never a deal. It didn't fall apart because it never existed. Like, I'm sure that's going to happen.
Yeah, for the linear channel, yes. I mean, it's going to be on ESPN Plus. It's going to be on, the web version of everything. And then there's still going to be the ACC on ESPN, a little watermark they put on a Saturday night game in Death Valley.
Watermark.
That's what they do. You're watching the ACC on ESPN, and it's like brought to you by, and bam. Come on now. He's put himself on the clock, but the thing where my eyes lower and I go, at this point in time. Really? So you're going to drop down with at this point in time? Okay.
ACC member schools are hopeful that the network will bring much-needed revenue to the conference, which has lagged behind some of the Power 5 leagues when it comes to annual financial distribution.
Read desperate that it brings that money. Desperate.
ESPN executives made a presentation during the week's meetings. Swofford said all of the numbers continue to be very encouraging, while noting that this is a trying time for the cable industry, with many users cutting their cords, switching to streaming alternatives. Swofford said ESPN subscriber numbers have been holding stronger in the states that make up the ACC's geographic footprint more than other parts of the country. That's a very good sign for us. Obviously, that landscape continues to change. As I've said before, I think we have the best partner you could possibly have. With whatever all that looks like 5 years from now, I don't know, 10 years from now. The ACC's longtime commissioner also dismissed any concerns that the sudden resignation of ESPN President John Skipper this past December, which was also a weird deal, suspect deal there, would have any bearing on the network. Skipper is a North Carolina native and threw his considerable clout behind the project. But Swofford said that the new president, Jimmy Pitaro, has been no less committed to making this happen. Quote, he has said everything I would want him to say in these conversations. The commitment is totally there. We couldn't be more pleased with what we feel, what we hear, and what we see. I've said this a number of times before. Tom Wayne can attest to that.
Yes, you have, John.
The channel is a terrific business opportunity for us. It's also a terrific business opportunity for the ESPN. Sometimes people forget that, and they're in the business to be successful. This is something that can very positively impact ESPN, just as it will positively impact the ACC. Within the next year, Swofford said the network will begin lining up talent and non-game programming for the network. Swofford also recapped several of the recommendations made by the ACC's football and basketball coaches during this week's meetings. I'll get to those momentarily. Well, buddy, all I'll tell you is that I continue to get a lot of work on the ACC network on SiriusXM, so everything is full steam ahead.
Mm-hmm.
The ACC is in a great place right now, and as somebody who, even on the edges, even on the fringes, gets to work with all of the talent there with the ACC network, I continue to be so proud to be a member, to be a part of the broadcast team that is the ACC network. I'll tell you more as I learn more, Tom, but right now Swofford's told us all we need to know.
Right. The linear channel. He's really going to ride or die on that. At what point are we pivoting to, well, the future of television is not with linear television. It's actually with web television. I don't give a damn
if they run this thing, in a big vat of Jell-O. It doesn't matter to me because as long as we get the money, if they just
it's in gelatin. It's actually quite disgusting.
Oh, yeah, you don't eat it. Don't ever eat it. Yeah, pig bones and stuff. No, no. You don't
I never knew that.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, you don't do that. My kids won't eat it.
Really dampens the Jell-O shots thing.
You really don't want to do that anymore.
If you could find a substitute for Jell-O shots that doesn't include bone and bone marrow, then
I think there's probably something out there.
We got ourselves a winner.
Yeah. You're not doing a lot of Jell-O shots these days anyhow.
No, I'm not.
But back in the day.
They're always delicious.
They are always delicious, yeah. It's hard to beat a Jell-O shot.
It really is.
Yeah, they're really tasty, yeah. Especially if you're like on the beach and you get one.
Or a golf course. You're at a tournament.
Yeah. With Mike Tyson, I did a Jell-O shot. That's one of my highlights, me and Mike Tyson doing a Jell-O shot.
They're always good.
Yes. Yes, they are. I did one at Doral on the big course.
I'll bet it was awesome.
It was, yeah. Was it the Blue Monster? Yeah, I was on the Blue Monster, yeah. With Mike Tyson. That's the best Jell-O shot story of all time. Anyhow, hey, so having said that, my man is saying the linear network, full steam ahead. And August, he's getting very specific. August 2019. You survive this season. We get through this year, it is a go for the linear network that is the ACC network. I'm pumped about this. Way to go, Swaffy. My hero is coming through yet again. Wave that flag.
God, the check is in the mail.
Way to go, Swaffy.
The check is in the mail.
Anything else I can do for the ACC network as it continues to grow, by all means, I will do my part.
Let's just remember what Swaffy has promised, which you're championing. It's going to be a linear channel that's not an extra pay-for channel. It's not at a second tier. It's going to be with the basic ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, News, and SEC Network platform and tier.
Yeah. Well, listen, one thing I can tell you is that whatever we're paid is going to be in line with what everybody else is paid. But all of those other people that already have a network like the Big Ten and the SEC, they're already making half of what they were making. Like, that's all been cut down now. They're all making extra money, but those huge windfalls that lasted for 2 years, they're gone. You're not getting checks anymore for $22 million after this year. It's not happening. People aren't doing it. They don't care. There's not enough programming. They don't have it. Like, if you flip over to the SEC network, all they run are, hey, this is let's recap the 1974 Auburn season. They don't have a damn thing.
And this is where... just don't spit in my face and tell me it's raining. That's my whole thing here. If you want to pivot and say the future of media consumption is digital, so we're going to scrap the linear thing, do it.
Well, he can do that if they come to him and say, listen, all you care about.
I think they believe that that's where it's going, and then they're just, because they've had so much pressure on them, the other Power 5 schools have an actual television channel.
Yeah, but nobody watches the damn Big Ten Network. They cut it way back. Nobody does. They don't even offer it in some places anymore.
Ain't about that, though. It's
fewer
about
and fewer
check.
People are actually watching the SEC Network. All those statistics came out that way. It was a big deal in the beginning, and now people are like, I don't care about Ole Miss volleyball. I just don't. So here's the thing. I don't care if anybody watches the ACC network. I don't care if it's linear or not. I don't care. I don't care at all. When I do shows on the ACC network on SiriusXM, which I'm not delusional. I doubt very few people are listening. I don't know. I mean, it's a national show, but very few people are probably tuned in.
Over under a Miami, football game attendance.
Yeah, probably more than that. But,
okay.
But not a lot. Not a lot. Because I mean, Who the hell gets in their car and is like, oh, man, dead of summer, let me flip over here to the ACC network on SiriusXM and find it. A lot of cars don't even have it because it's new.
Yeah.
Only the really new cars have
Yeah, I
it.
can't find it.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't have it in my car, and I have a free subscription. I get the whole damn thing, and I can't find it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have I think I read that you have to have a 2016 or 2017 or a beyond vehicle.
I do.
2017?
What the hell? Yeah.
I don't know, man. But I'm just letting you know. Not everybody has it. But it doesn't matter. As long as we're paid in accordance to what everybody else is being paid. That's all you care about. If the SEC gets a check for $500 and then we get a check for $500, you don't care.
Right.
As long as we're on pace.
No, and what pissed me off is that it took the opportunity away for us to go to Sun Sports after the SEC forced Florida to go to Sun. You know, they were getting 10 a year.
Right.
We weren't going to get 10, but we get 6 or 7.
Right.
More than we were getting for our third-tier rights to go to the ACC, which was a load of crap.
Yeah.
What they were selling them was, a bridge, with Notre Dame coming there as a full-time member and everything.
This is also the reason that ESPN agreed to go in on the channel. ESPN said, can you guarantee me that Clemson and Florida State are going to be in your damn conference? I mean, at that time, everybody was talking about leaving.
Because we'd like them to be in the conference for our 5 games a year and for basketball.
Well, also, if we're going to commit to a network, you better have Florida State and Clemson in it. Like, we're not going to commit long-term to building this linear network that you want unless I know Virginia Tech, Miami, Florida State, and Clemson are all guaranteed to be there because nobody cares about Maryland or Louisville or North Carolina, and not in football. They don't care. And so... not nationally. So we need to be sure. So get these people to sign away their rights and do this, and then we'll commit. Well, I think that's why ESPN has remained so committed, because they are the ones who told them to do that.
I hear you, but when did we sign that grant of rights? I mean, it's closer to 10 years than 2.
But remember, that was the whole deal. It was the only way that we can even sit down and begin negotiations regarding a linear channel is if we sign that's what he went to the athletic directors and presidents of the university
saying
and
that
said.
Notre Dame too was going to be
well, they do. They play 5. They weren't going to commit fully to the ACC. They were going to be all things ACC except for football, and they were going to play a minimum. How many ACC games do they play every year? 5? Yeah. So
depending upon who you talk to, perhaps stronger assurances were hinted at.
Well, maybe, but I don't think anybody was under the illusion that Notre Dame was going to give up their independence in football if they didn't have to. But it was a huge concession for them just to play the 5 they do. They're basically an ACC school. They are in everything else but football. And in football, they're forever playing Pitt and us this year, and everybody else. It worked out, buddy. It's all right. We're
they should
okay.
have to cut us a check the way we have to cut every other school in this freaking conference a check when we go play in a New Year's Six Bowl.
Well, I agree. I don't know what that deal is with them, but they got it like that. They're Notre Dame. They've been around 100 years. We don't have it like that. That's the way it works. It sucks. That's why I always hope they get screwed by not being in a conference. If it doesn't work out where there's a tie-in, I've always wanted them to be like, oh, tough luck, buddy. Win more games. Because they don't. Except for the
one
year. They never do.
Yes.
That 1 year. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Landowners, your Mahindra dealer is ready to help you save during Mahindra's Red Tag sale. Enjoy up to $7,900 in tractor cash back and savings, or utility vehicle savings up to $1,700. Plus, Mahindra's industry-leading warranties still come standard. So hurry in for Mahindra's Red Tag savings.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
I'm Michael Blank, an attorney with the Personal Injury Law Office of Jose R. Fernandez. If you get into an accident, call 1-855-JOSE-305. That's 1-855-JOSE-305. We don't get paid until you do. Se habla español. Offices Tallahassee and Miami.
My 84 MPGe Pacifica Hybrid is America's first ever hybrid minivan, so all the other moms at soccer practice are green with envy. See what I did there? Plus, I can binge all of my shows with the available Uconnect Theater or just jam out to the radio.
Hey, Mom, what was that song?
Huh? What song?
Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. It's loaded with attitude. Actual mileage varies. EPA estimated miles per gallon of gasoline equivalent MPGe based on available competitive information.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
It's time to get your chop on as our Atlanta Braves continue to roll through the big NL East battles and into the summer.
The 3-2 pitch, here it comes, and there it goes. It's fair, it's long, it's in the chop house.
Atlanta Braves baseball on 97.9 ESPN Radio is brought to you in part by Fonville, Lewis, Messer, and McConaughey, and by Metro Deli in downtown Tallahassee. Head to ESPNTallahassee.com/Braves. You're locked in with the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Cameron Show 97.9 ESPN Radio. Guess what we're not watching tonight? I'll tell you in just a moment. It's time for our watching segment. Cue it up.
Jeff, what's your plan with all of this laundry?
Not my job.
Excuse me, get off the couch already.
Wash around the clock's got it. More watching, less washing.
Ooh. Best husband ever.
Yeah, well, you know, if the NBA were smart, we would be watching a damn game tonight or tomorrow, but we're not because they draw these things out. We don't get basketball until Saturday. You get Celtics and Cavs Saturday, and then Warriors and obviously the Rockets on Sunday. By the way, my friends at Wash Around the Clock, you need them in your life. Go to TallahasseeLaundry.com to figure it all out. It's one-stop local laundry service for you. I rarely, if ever, have to do my own laundry anymore because I bring it here to the office in the big, giant red bags that they give us, and I stuff it full of all my kids' dirty clothes and my dirty clothes, and I go, hey, come pick this up. But I do it nicer. And they do. They come and they pick it up at my office. They'll come to your house. That's more customary, I do believe. But it is the ultimate inconvenience. They'll do the laundry. They'll do the dry cleaning and the pressing. Anything you may need done. They'll come twice a week if you need them to. Once a week if you need them to. It's a service that I don't know how I lived without. Absolutely, it saves loads of time. And that's the whole thing. Time is money, folks. All jokes and gimmicks aside, my wife and I were forever washing and folding clothes. Now, we would do so while watching a show or whatever it was, but we were always having to put time aside to do this. Now we don't. Comes back, they're folded neatly, hung up nicely, put them in the kids' room, put them back in our room. We're good to go for the week.
It's a big red bag of convenience, and hopefully up in the nation's capital tonight, the Washington Capitals are a big red bag of disappointment.
Nice. Well played, sir.
That's what hockey does. They're playing every night until next Thursday.
You're damn right they are.
For as long as these two series
They stagger it the right way.
Yes, every night. So tonight it's Tampa Bay, Washington, Game 4.
Tomorrow it's obviously the Golden Knights and the Winnipeg Jets.
And Saturday, Sunday, on and off we go.
Yep.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing. Go to TallahasseeLaundry.com. Read more about Wash Around the Clock. They're local. They're great. You won't be watching NBA, but you can watch hockey tonight. I agree with you there. You could also watch that riveting field that is the AT&T Byron Nelson. And by riveting, I mean what a terrible field they have at the AT&T Byron Nelson. But I'll watch it because I'm a golf junkie. Watch my Pirates tonight is what I'm going to do.
Lord Byron, if he were still alive, probably has a chance this weekend.
This is Spieth's playing in it, but he can't make a putt. Who else is in this thing?
How about that 80 carded on Sunday? Boy, I enjoyed watching that. That was good TV.
I'm going to give you a stat while we're on the subject here for a second. Let me see if I found this and saw this right. I could not believe this. By the way, two things, and this is what it was. Webb Simpson last year was 175th on the tour in putting. This year he's 5th. So you want to talk about things being mental. Jordan Spieth was the best putter in the world and on the PGA Tour for like the better part of 2 years. He's currently 183rd. That's a cruel-ass game. You go from the best in the world. The best in the world. I mean, you're better than everybody else at this thing professionally in the world, and now you're 183rd?
Drop off like that never happened to Tiger.
No.
Well, they were doing the comparison game, so just always a reminder.
Yeah, but I mean, Tiger went bad bleep crazy and ended up off the tour for a few years. So,
but Jordan would have to go for another 10 years before that happened if he's on Tiger's pace, which is all we're talking about.
He never was. That was crazy. I don't know why Van Pelt ever went down that road. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this. It's right here, guys. We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Landowners, your Mahindra dealer is ready to help you save during Mahindra's Red Tag Sale. Enjoy up to $7,900 in tractor cash back and savings, or utility vehicle savings up to $1,700. Plus, Mahindra's industry-leading warranties still come standard. So hurry in for Mahindra's Red Tag Savings.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Blountstown Highway, 574-4100.
Miles of complimentary maintenance with every new car purchase, plus $1,000 over book value for your trade. Best of all, my people are the best in the business. They will greet you with a smile and a handshake, and they will know your time is valuable. My managers are always accessible, and of course, you can always ask for me or my brother Peter. Bottom line, if you need a new or pre-owned car, you need to experience the Craft difference. Great people, great product, great price, with the best car buying experience in town. Craft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. And remember, if you don't see the Craft tag on your car, you paid too much, way too much.
You know what? It's time you level up your lemon lime with new, clear, refreshing Mountain Dew Ice. Why settle for this when you could have this? You want a fist bump that ends in one of those fake explosions?
Hey, Charles.
Or a fist bump that ends in an actual explosion?
Hey, Charles.
Want to pull up to the party on this? Or arrive in this? Make this musical request? Or this one? So yeah, you can keep drinking the same old, but we think you'll like the exploding fist bump, showing up to the party properly way to lemon lime, right? Mountain Dew Ice. Clear, refreshing lemon lime, redefined.
Do you work in construction, photography, or real estate and use a drone for your job? Did you know that the FAA requires you to be licensed? That's right. All commercial use drone operators have to be a Part 107 license. Have questions? Contact the drone experts at TCC's Wakulla Environmental Institute. Go to tcc.fl.edu and search drones or call 850-558-3500. That's 850-558-3500. Remember, the FAA requires all commercial use drone operators to be licensed.
Look around.
there could be a big change coming this long weekend. To your walls, the Home Depot's got $10 off 1-gallon cans and $40 off 5-gallon buckets of our best paint. Even better, a 100% satisfaction guarantee. You'll love it, or we'll make it right. A little paint goes a long way. Right now, it goes even further, with Memorial Day savings of up to $40 on our best paint, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more do it. Offer valid through May 28th, U.S. only. See store for details.
Live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
And a not-so-funny story, but a funny quote, if I can say so myself. You have another story. What is it with professional golfers having moments where things go awry? Maybe it's money and time. The Appleby thing turned out to be the guy told the truth.
He was telling the truth.
All these years later, I still feel bad about that. Now, I don't really feel bad. It didn't affect him. But, I mean, remember, we both thought there's no way in hell that guy got accosted and taken and thrown into the trunk of a car and then thrown into a park.
Where it was Hawaii?
It was Hawaii.
Right?
Yeah.
You got kidnapped in Hawaii.
Yeah. Well, he had been out drinking,
and
so this is where it started.
Then they tossed you and you fell on some lava rocks and cut your face up.
Yeah. He looked beat to hell. Yeah, and they stole his credit card.
That's right.
So what was funny about this? He's with his fellas. If you don't remember this story, you guys can look this up. This is a crazy story. But so Stuart Appleby was in Hawaii. And the only reason anybody found out about the story, he tweeted out a picture of himself looking rather worse for wear. He was beat up. He had a black eye. He had cuts and everything, saying that he had been accosted, that he had been beat up and kidnapped briefly, and had a blackout and ended up in a park and was about to get run over, I think, by a street sweeper or something like that. Like a homeless man saw him laying in the path of this big street sweeper and ran over there and got him.
Could you imagine?
If he had been run over by a street sweeper and died, and we're getting reports out of Hawaii that Stuart Appleby's dead after having been run over in the early morning hours in Honolulu by a street sweeper.
You know who could play back in the day? Appleby.
What happened to him? Oh, he died. Street sweeper ran his ass over early in the morning. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hawaii, big island.
Yeah, had a rough go. No, so he had been out drinking with his caddy, and I think his caddy is his best friend or something, and when the reports came out, they had last seen him walking into a bar with this guy. The security cameras see him drinking at the bar with a bunch of people. So we read that story and we went, come on, man. Kidnapped. You went on a bender. You got loose and things got a little squirrely and you got ganked. You're probably stumbling down the streets. You're wealthy. You're waving your credit card around. And somebody went, all right, this guy's begging us to take advantage of him. So we didn't believe him. We saw those pictures and we went, this isn't true. He's trying to get out of trouble with his wife. He went to a strip club or something and things went south. And then piece by piece over time, a long period of time, if you recall, more and more was made of the story. And as they pieced it together, they realized he had been drugged. Somebody did take his wallet and his credit card. They did throw him in the back of a car. They did dump his ass out in the middle of the park. Everything he said about the night turned out to be 100% true. And largely, he had been scoffed at, laughed at across the country.
Bomani was on the show, and you guys were laughing about it.
We were cracking up. Yeah, that's right. Bomani Jones was on the show, and we were laughing about that. Like, my man, come on now. And it turns out that dude's Twitter feed was accurate. Guys, I got beat to hell here in Hawaii. Somebody took my credit card and beat me up.
I got to withdraw from the Sony.
Remember that? He had to withdraw from the tournament. That was my favorite part. Was that he was there to play this tournament, and that's another reason we didn't believe it. We thought he was probably in a great mood. It's the start of the season. You're only invited to that thing if you're a previous champion from the year before. So, he's in a good mood. He's in Hawaii. He's having a good time. You could see how it could happen. Like, we're almost sympathetic in a way. Like, well, he was.
I don't know about falling down into lava rocks, but yeah.
Everything else, you can understand. All right, so another crazy golf story here. The wife of former U.S. Open champion Lucas Glover has been arrested. She made a call to 911 and claimed that she was attacked by her mother-in-law, by Lucas Glover's mom. And she called the police and said that, hey, listen, I've been attacked by my mother-in-law, and, I want to press charges and all this. Well, I guess the St. John's Sheriff's Office in Florida got a call moments later from Lucas Glover. And this is the call. And this isn't the audio, but this is verbatim what he said. And I couldn't help when I read this story. I thought this quote, a lot of times things get lost in translation. A lot of times you read a quote, the cold hard word does not allow for nuance and emotion, and you can't really tell what's going on. But when you read this quote, tell me this isn't a guy who's been beaten down by life, unfortunately maybe his wife as well, and he's just done. He's given up. He's given up on this whole situation. Here's his quote when he called the police moments after his wife had called 911 saying that she had been beaten and attacked by Lucas Glover's mother. Yeah. It begins with yeah. The guy asks, 911, he goes, yeah, hi. I think we've got our lines crossed over here. This is the husband, the sane one of the bunch, Glover said in a calm voice. My wife has just called you. Now she's trying to blame it all on my mother, which is not the case. Long pause. My wife has gone crazy. That quote, it's so perfect. Yeah, hi. I think we got our lines crossed here. This is the husband, the sane one of the bunch. My wife just called you a moment ago? Yeah. Now she's trying to blame all this on my mother, which is not the case. My wife's gone crazy. There it is. It's acted out. Tell me that's not perfect, right?
Oh, buddy.
Krista Glover was arrested Saturday night, taken to the St. Johns County Jail. She was released on Sunday, faces charges of domestic battery and resisting arrest without violence. She has got a court date later in the month. According to the report, Glover told the deputy that his wife yells at him, continually says that he's a loser when he plays poorly in golf tournaments. Earlier in the day, Lucas Glover had shot a 78. He missed the 54-hole cut at the Players' Championship. When he got home, Krista Glover began to berate him, telling him he sucked and that he was a loser. This is the best story.
So Mom stepped up and just started to wail on her?
No, Mom stepped up and said, hey, back off. And then she hit Mom. And then called 911 and blamed the mom.
Oh, my God.
And then Lucas Glover's got to call back, embarrassed as hell. His life is a wreck. And
he
say,
just missed the 54.
Well, he shot a 78, and he comes home, and his loving wife says, you're a loser. You suck. The fact that he had to say this to the cop. Glover told the deputy that his wife routinely yells at him and calls him a loser along with other choice words whenever he plays poorly in golf tournaments. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, Lucas, I think it's time to file for divorce, my man.
That sounds like opioids and alcohol, doesn't it?
That sounds an awful lot like Hopped Up on Goofballs, and Daddy's made a little bit of money. She sits at home all day and does nothing but get lit.
Oh, my God.
He's a former U.S. Open champion, lest we forget, which we have.
Yes.
My man has won a major, and his wife routinely calls him a loser when he misses the cuts.
We talked about Ben Roethlisberger last weekend, or last week, I should say, and how his wife is not like Dennis Quaid's wife in Any Given Sunday.
That's right.
This woman is.
This woman is crazy. This woman is. Yeah, Krista Glover.
It's not time to retire.
Yeah. No, you get back out there and start making some god-dog cuts. Freaking loser.
So I looked
you
up.
Slappy.
I read that story and I thought 54-hole cut. What? That doesn't exist. It does, in fact. There are 54-hole cuts in certain PGA Tour events. So he got cut a check for about $20,000, which I'm sure doesn't take care of her.
$20,000 for a weekend.
Well, yeah, yes. You make the Friday cut, but then between Saturday and Sunday you get
There's another cut.
So
but he made $20,000.
It was between $18,000 to $20,000.
Tom, if you made $20,000 in any given Thursday through Saturday period, I think you're doing all right for yourself.
Or something illegal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money to make in 3 days.
I am a looker.
I mean, good Lord. When asked if the sheriff's office should send a rescue squad over, Glover politely said that won't be necessary. The operator then asked if she could speak to Glover's wife. Glover said, no, you cannot. she's in the house with my daughter, and when deputies get here, they need to talk to the male. That would be me, because these other two are out of their heads currently, is what Glover said. When the operator points out that his wife, who was the one who called, Glover replied, well, she's going to lie to you when you get here. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I answered the phone. She tells lots of lies. Glover confirmed on Twitter that there had been an altercation. Come on, Lucas. And he said, everybody's fine. Regrettably, although Krista was charged, we're comfortable that the judicial system is able to address what actually happened, and she'll be cleared in this very private manner. Why did you go on Twitter? There is a sad element to all of this, of course, which is that you have a crazy woman clearly hopped up on whatever, calling her husband a loser when he plays poorly in a golf tournament. But they got kids, young kids. But the man's won 3 times on the PGA Tour, and that includes a major. What more does she want? Good Lord.
Okay, so I'm going to put on the amateur detective cap here. I'm the only sane one in the bunch. Is evidence enough that he may have married someone as crazy as his mom? It sounds like his mom isn't stable either. So he's got 2 psycho women in his life, and he's always had at least one in his life.
Lucas, you got to go.
You got to find something else,
Well, and
man.
they're living together. Why is your mother living with you? What are we doing here?
That's you see where I'm going here?
I see it too. Detective Tom, you're on point here, man. He's brought his mama along with him because he's made millions of dollars.
And she's crazy.
They've got some sort
She
of...
probably hugs on him too tight kind of a thing.
Ridiculous attachment, right?
Like Shanling's mom.
But then the wife, who's a drug addict, we think, or at least a drunk.
Something, yeah. Allegedly. Just throwing the words out there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just letting you know. I mean, I think we can read through this.
Yeah, why would you ever call the father of your children a loser if he's made you millions of dollars?
It's just so funny that she's so tied in to him making the cuts.
If you don't make the 54-hole cut, I swear to God, Lucas.
You're a loser. Like, how does she think that's going to help him go out and play, that she routinely berates him? Like, why did he... Also, he admitted this to the cop. He's like, listen... she's often calling me terrible names when I don't play well. I just missed a cut here at the Players, and she called me a loser.
But he's not getting out of this marriage.
Well, no, because he's apologizing for her on freaking Twitter.
Well, and think about it. Mom comes along and lives with him, and she's nuts.
Oh.
So he's not getting out of this.
Somebody needs to put their arm around Lucas Glover and let him know.
Tiger.
You can do better than this.
Let me show you a gateway to a real life.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's cut the cord here, buddy.
Go to work out at 4 a.m.
Yep, and then pay her off.
And then everything else you do,
yeah,
none of my business. Unless you want to meet up at some point.
Oh, Lucas. I hope Tiger rescues him, shows him a good time. Well, he needs to get...
Lucas, look in your sock drawer. I left you something.
Jeff Cameron, Show 97.9, ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this. It's right here, guys. We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Landowners, your Mahindra dealer is ready to help you save during Mahindra's Red Tag Sale. Enjoy up to $7,900 in tractor cash back and savings, or utility vehicle savings up to $1,700. Plus, Mahindra's industry-leading warranties still come standard. So hurry in for Mahindra's Red Tag Savings.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Well, I called the auditors this afternoon and made an appointment for one to come out to the house.
Wait, what? Have you lost your mind? Auditors? Why would you call them? Now we have to find our tax returns, paycheck stubs, and financial records, not to mention all those forms. Good grief.
Relax, honey. It's not that kind of auditor.
It's not?
No. I called the City of Tallahassee Utilities and scheduled a free energy audit.
Energy audit?
Right. It's when an energy auditor from our own utilities comes out to the house, examines the structure, and checks our energy and water systems, and then recommends changes we might make to save energy, water, and money.
And you said it's free?
Absolutely. It's free from the City of Tallahassee Utilities, our own utilities.
Sounds good to me. Let's save some money.
If you're a City of Tallahassee residential, electric, and natural gas customer, you can schedule a free energy audit. Call 891-4YOU. That's 891-4968. And schedule your free energy audit at a time most convenient for you. A message from the City of Tallahassee Utilities, your own utilities.
Don't just listen to The Jeff Cameron Show. Watch it live. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Live weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. Head to ESPNTallahassee.com today to watch live or catch up on demand. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Brought to you by Nice Tire and Auto, your trusted Goodyear dealer.
Nice Tire and Auto, just minutes away from FSU campus.
Sí, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
Has anyone ever said the word peppers better than Mel Kiper?
Peppers.
Has anyone in the history of the word peppers ever said it better than Mel Kiper Jr.?
Peppers.
Mel Kiper Jr. doesn't say it as well as Mike's fake Mel Kiper Jr. says it.
Peppers. 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 You talk about a peppers. Peppers.
I think people are right. Like, who would say it better? Who would you even nominate?
Peppers. Oh, wow.
Oh, wait a minute. Chris summoned some fake Stephen A. Smith, and he got it from his groin.
Peppers. Wow.
Wow, it's pretty good.
Peppers. 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 Peppers.
The Dan Le Batard Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 97.9 ESPN Radio. This is the Jeff Cameron Show. Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
You're going to be in England in July, and when I was over there last time, I ended up continually being I found myself frequently watching cricket. It's on TV there. Those matches go on for like 3 days, man.
Do they really?
Yeah, literally. They do. Yeah, some of those matches can go on for 3 days. But you get caught up in it. Like, you'll start watching it, trying to figure out the rules. You're trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. I still don't know. Listen to this call of what we would call a home run. I don't know what they call it in cricket. Tom and I were debating flat stick dong, something like that. But so I get the announcer's call here when he says completely taking the stumps out of it, those 3 posts that are there. The guy cuts in front of those 3 posts and hits the damn ball out of the stadium with that flat stick. It's ridiculous.
Like leaving the batter's box and standing behind home plate as, somebody's throwing a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
He stands in front of the pitcher who bounces it up there like a gazillion miles per hour, or so it seems, and then hammers this thing out of the stadium. The guy's name is A.B. de Villiers, and he hits this flat stick dong a long, long way. Apparently, he has played in 20 Indian Premier League is what it's 2020 Indian Premier League is what it's called since 2011, and is a star over there. He's like their Bryce Harper or something. It's a fascinating sport, but I have no idea what the hell the rules are, because it's looking like he's hitting this ball sideways. Like he doesn't go back at the pitcher. He's hitting it away from the pitcher. It's as if a hitter in Major League Baseball stood in front of the plate as the pitch was coming in, risked his life to see if he can time it up sideways to hit a ball down the third baseline, across the third baseline, the left field, out of the stadium that way.
Yeah, it would almost be like over the manager's head.
Over the manager's head at the dugout, straight out of the stadium.
Yeah.
That's what happens on this play. I don't know what the hell the deal is. What are you supposed to do? What are you not supposed to do? And why is he throwing at those stumps? And what's the big deal about stepping in front of those stumps? And what happens if you don't hit it and it does hit the stumps? I don't know, but the call is fantastic, and this is the call.
Loving it. And more! It's gone out the stadium! Yes, it has! It's gone! Somewhere in the main street of Bengaluru! De Villiers! Everything's marvelous!
What made that guy do that? What made that guy sing that line, and why?
Everything's marvelous.
Is that guy named – the guy's name is A.B. de Villiers, and you hear the other announcer say, de Villiers. So he says that, but is the guy marvelous? Is that his I don't know what that is.
It's his nickname, or maybe there's a pop singer named de Villiers, that sings Everything's Marvelous. I don't know.
It's out of M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. Maybe the M is marvelous. Chinnaswamy Stadium? But the name of the stadium is M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. Play it again.
Loving it. And more! It's gone out the stadium! Yes, it has! It's gone! Somewhere in the main street of Bengaluru! De Villiers! Everything's marvelous!
He's preparing for that line. You hear him get his breath. He's waiting. It's a good call. I'm glad that our color announcers don't sing, but
well, if they did like that, that's okay. As long as that's not his one line, and he says that for every good thing that happens in the game.
Yeah, then it would be really annoying. By the way, at the time that happened, if you look at the screen, it's 122-2, and then de Villiers 57-34, Moeen 51-26. Then there's something called a partnership, 90 off 48 or something like that. I don't know what this means.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, when you go over there and you're going to watch it, you will. Because you'll go to a bar and it's on.
Oh, well,
People are passionate about this.
Yeah,
I mean, cricket's a big damn deal.
My girl will be working all day, so I got to find a sports pub.
Don't worry about that. You'll find plenty.
Well, I'll find Links Golf Course, sports pubs, and
you're going to
have
have a good time, man. It's good.
Yeah.
You're going to have a good time. But and when you do belly up to the old school, old style of bar, they're the best.
Room temperature beers and
pubs,
stuff. Yeah.
That's a misnomer. They're cold.
They're cold?
They're cold. No, you don't get any room temperature beer. It's cold. I drank plenty of them when I was over there. I can attest. It's cold.
My sister and brother-in-law recently came back from a cruise that sent them through Germany, Amsterdam, and I forget what the other country was.
Amsterdam action, huh?
That was the last place they stopped.
Good times.
But in Germany, they're in a pub, and they sit down at a high-top table, and one of the waitresses drops a beer glass and breaks it, and the manager comes out and starts screaming at her, but... Right, exactly. Start screaming at her, but it was in German.
Oh yeah, which always sounds worse.
And it took.
They're cursed by that forevermore.
And it took everything that they had not to start like crying, laughing because they had to stay straight faced.
And you're like, oh, good Lord.
It sounded as though it was like
Hitler is giving a speech.
Right on the radios.
They're cursed like that. It's not their fault. Like you could have been born 15 years ago. You have nothing to do with nothing.
Right.
But we hear you yell like they're like.
And she's saying, "Get a towel." It's like go get a towel, sweep it up, and help me with the cocktail wedges and stuff.
But it sounds like von Weizen.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
An hour later, she dropped another one.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Get it together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully nobody drops this when you're watching cricket. I'm telling you, you will. It sucks you in. Be careful. Because you go in, and by the way, sports books galore. But you go in and you sit down. I had a day where at the time the girl that I was with was also doing work. And I had a day to do whatever I wanted, and I was in the heart of London. And so I did. I made my way around the various pubs.
Right.
And I got into soccer and a lot of other things.
I'm sure the locals are fantastic,
too.
they're
awesome. They're awesome. They're funny. The conversations are great, and they perk up when they love to have conversations about our country. Anything. And you can ask them anything,
sure.
too.
It would be like, somebody from over the pond coming over here, and like they meet a regular at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
You're
like that guy wants to talk.
Yeah.
We get there at 3 and we're trying to get a takeout order and we're like, Jesus.
Yeah, let's go.
But, if they see a stranger, like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about how life was 20 years ago.
Right. No, it's fun. But when you do that, so if you go into a place that has a lot of televisions, you'll find soccer everywhere. You'll find rugby and you'll find cricket. Always. And then it's hard to find certain American sports. It just is. Some places have it. They know. There's tons of tourists over there. So they're like, oh, if you want your American baseball, it's over here or whatever it might be, right? But it's one back then when I was there, it was one sorry-ass little
Yeah.
I'm sure they've progressed like all the sports bars have. But you do get in these conversations, and I got locked into the cricket, and I swear to God, I watched for 3 hours and didn't know what I was watching, but I was absolutely engrossed. And I didn't know back then that those matches just never end sometimes. So there I was sitting there. I had no idea. The next thing I know, it's freaking 3 hours in. I go, is this game ever going to end? What's the score?
It just occurred to me that the World Cup was in the summer. I was hoping it was going to be at the same time. It is not, though.
Oh, that would have been
oh, jeez.
Oh,
I would have got my nose broken by some rowdy fan.
It would have been fun. Would have been good. But, yeah, I did. That's how I found out. I said to the guy, is this going to end? I mean, this is 3 hours. I've been sitting here watching this match. Who's winning and what's the deal? And he's like, oh, no, this probably will end tomorrow morning. I was like, what do we do? Days on end.
Tomorrow morning.
Days on end.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, days on end they play this game. Not always, but yeah. A lot of times it just goes on and on and on and on. It's crazy that way. Final hour, forthcoming. Stay with Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Landowners, your Mahindra dealer is ready to help you save during Mahindra's Red Tag Sale. Enjoy up to $7,900 in tractor cash back and savings, or utility vehicle savings up to $1,700. Plus, Mahindra's industry-leading warranties still come standard. So hurry in for Mahindra's Red Tag Savings.
TNT. When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
For better gas mileage and a longer-lasting engine, change your vehicle's oil at Superlube every 3 months or 3,000 miles, whichever comes first. For good times and family fun, Tallahassee heads to the Fun Station. And right now, when you change your oil at Superlube, you'll get a $15 Fun Station gift card. You don't need an appointment. You'll be in and out in no time. And with 19 Tallahassee area Superlubes, there's probably one right around the corner right now.
How I love to Superlube my car. Yes, sir.
Driving every day from the AmeriGas studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is 97.9 ESPN Radio, WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. NCAA President Mark Emmert believes there needs to be strong federal standards to regulate sports betting. But in a change of policy, the NCAA will now allow, at least temporarily, its championship events to be held in states with sports betting. The Supreme Court on Monday struck down a law that had limited sports betting to the state of Nevada. The NBA playoffs are on spring break until the weekend. Saturday in Cleveland, the Cavaliers will try to get on the board in the East Finals. They trail the Celtics 2-0. Mark Spears of the Undefeated.
Brad Stevens is just a mastermind in getting teams ready. And,
You know, we forgot about all the problems that Cleveland had before because they had such a great series against Toronto. I didn't forget. So I just thought that with Boston's toughness, their defense, and their just team basketball offensively, that it was going to be a problem.
Mark Spears on Golic and Wingo. Game 3 in Cleveland on Saturday with the coverage at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and TV. Game 3 in the West is in Oakland Sunday with the Warriors and Rockets tied at 1. Coverage of that game Sunday at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Slovenian basketball star Luka Doncic says he hasn't decided yet if he'll come to the NBA next season. Doncic is a 19-year-old point guard expected to be in the top 3 picks of the June draft. Right now, he's playing for Real Madrid at the EuroLeague Final Four. The Cleveland Browns will be the featured team this summer on HBO's Hard Knocks. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the focus of the show last year.
Live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Final hour of the Jeff Cameron Show. Thanks for tuning to it. I'm Jeff. That's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming free. Always. Don't miss anything. Sometimes you do. And when that happens, hey, we got you covered. All 3 hours going to be posted upon the conclusion of the program, both on iTunes and in our own audio vault. You can email the show if you like. It's jcs at 979espnradio.com. Find me on Twitter at jcameronshow. Also, use the WTSM app for your mobile devices. If you want to watch the show performed, go to YouTube, ESPN Tallahassee, or Periscope that sucker at 979 ESPN Radio. That's how you do that. I mentioned the WTSM app. Free app, man. No, constantly still get asked, despite promoting the hell out of that app. Well, sometimes you guys are scratchy, and I don't get to hear it. What the hell are you talking about? What world do you live in, man? The apps, that's everybody's got apps. You got a phone that you can get apps, man, and it's a free one. You're good to go. Download it right now. Then you got us crystal clear every single time. Now, I prefer you listening on the radio, I suppose, but, as long as you're listening.
Well, if somebody asks you if you're listening on the radio, sure.
Yeah, well, just if you're listening
on the app,
in general,
yeah.
Listen, the show's popularity is undeniable. We have quantifiable numbers that prove that time and again. But as many means as you can possibly give the people to be able to listen, that's fine. But I want you to listen uninterrupted.
The people.
That's right. Thank goodness Houston won last night. Got us a series to pay attention to. That's a good thing. I was very concerned that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, thank goodness Golden State turned into Brick City for one night.
Well, and also that I will say a couple things about that. First, let's say this. Florida State, big game tonight. Florida State baseball against NC State. Weather permitting, this is a really big – well, it's a big series regardless.
Yes.
But Thursday, Friday, Saturday. For those that are wondering, Saturday is the celebration for Mike Martin, the on-the-field stuff and all that. Yeah, that's going on Saturday before the final game of that series.
Yeah, get there early. It's a 1 p.m. start, so that means you want to get there 11:45 noon to get settled in for the festivities.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that series after what we just had with the 4 games against the also-rans that had no chance to compete. This is much better. Florida State 10th in the RPI. Who knows? You win that series. Maybe you just win 2 of 3 and a team like Ole Miss screws up or something like that. You got a chance to get into there and get a top 8 national seed. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Don't have to have it either. You're going to be hosting the first round either way, I'm sure. But as of it stands right now, I've seen any number of projections where we were actually paired with the Athens region.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go on the road and you got to go somewhere, I'd rather go to Georgia. I know the fine season they're having, but I'd happily go to Georgia as opposed to Gainesville. Because Florida looks like the best team in baseball. I don't want any part of that.
We'll see what the committee does with the 1-16 seeding. I'm skeptical until I see it. If it's us, Obviously, take care of 2 out of 3 this weekend. Don't give them a chance to do anything funny with the numbers. But if you were to lose 2 out of 3 and then, you don't do well
drop
in
to
the
like
ACC
13
tournament,
or something.
they can pair you right where you need to be paired.
Yeah, I don't want all that. Send us to Georgia, which is still a screw job. It still screws Georgia, the way they do this is still asinine.
Yeah.
You want to promote the best that there is in college baseball. You want the best to have the best opportunity to be playing in Omaha when people bother to tune in to college baseball for the first time all year long. And instead, you eliminate half the really good teams because of regionality.
I wasn't feeling it that the regions were coming, regional play, but then it started to rain all week, and I thought, oh, my God, it must be time.
Well, and the next indicator that it's regional time is you step outside at 7 o'clock in the morning, it'll be 94 and humid. That's usually the other indicator.
We're getting there. Leaving the office last night was
not cool.
Bull you-know-what.
Yeah. That's the next thing. Hey, I didn't ask you. We've gone the whole show. How was Black Panther? Did you go to that last night?
I saw Black Panther last night. It was the last night it was in the main theater.
I missed it in the theaters. I wanted to see it in the theaters. Was it good?
6.5 out of 10.
Okay, so
it was
it's better
fine.
than average, but it's not life-changing. Well, none of the superhero movies are life-changing. They're superhero movies. I mean, how seriously can you take them?
I think the visuals. Okay, so I'm not a CGI guy, right? I've already said.
Yeah, me neither.
There's quite a bit of that in the beginning, a little bit in the end, but otherwise, it's a visually really cool looking movie.
Right.
It's
storyline decent, but
underdeveloped. I mean, they just move. There are so many moments in this movie.
All these movies do that, by the way. They're not there to try to.
They're there for kids.
Yeah.
And mindless, nostalgic people.
Well, just people beating each other's ass. Yeah.
Which there's plenty of that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of that. It does deliver there, but there are some moments in this movie that are supposed to be sad, and you never let me build up to a place where I am sad.
Where you can feel that, right? Character development is always lacking in those movies.
Oh, it's
all the Avengers, any of that stuff. Like, you really feeling bad? I mean, there's superhero movies.
Yeah, Shallow is a kiddie pool in that regard, but entertaining. 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't a waste of time.
Last night, the Rockets did win, and they did so despite going 16 of 42 from 3 for Houston. They took 42 threes. Before the series began, I thought if Houston had any chance, they're going to have to get something out of an Ariza, out of Gordon, Tucker. They're going to have to get something out of these guys because it can't just be James Harden, and it can't just be Chris Paul. You need the three-headed monster to go against a 4 or 5-headed monster in Golden State, right? Yeah. And so they got that. If you think back to game 1, they really got nothing out of those other guys. And this game, let's see, did I have this right? Yeah, Gordon 27, Tucker 22, Ariza 19. Okay, there's a real balance there. Now we've got a chance. They were so bad in game 1, those guys. And I'll give D'Antoni credit. He said after this game last night, look, we're not going to change anything because of one game. Quote, we did more ISO tonight than we did in the previous game. We didn't change really anything. We are who we are. In fact, that is the quote. We are who we are. We can beat anybody, anywhere, at any time. That's just what we do. Some people may not like it. I understand. If you don't like it, that's not your style, fine. But it works, and we're efficient, and we win games. I'm not going to change that. If I change that, I would be the one who was delinquent. He's right. You can't have the record they have and win the way they win all year long and then get to the conference finals and decide not to be who you are.
Right. Now, if you're down 0-2 and something clearly isn't working, you may have to change your stripes and hope. But that's for desperation time. Last night wasn't about desperation at all.
No, and I thought when they had the moments to quicken the pace when it was available, they did so, and that was smart, especially in the first half. They defended better in this game. They challenged a lot of shots that they didn't challenge before. You look at these series, you go back to the Cleveland-Boston series. I'm always talking about coaching, and I am talking about coaching in that series quite a bit because of all the open looks Boston generates. That's Brad Stevens. I mean, I went and I was looking at numbers for Houston and Golden State, and then I was looking, and I do love this aspect of the explosion of metrics that now govern how you can analyze a basketball game. I do think it works for basketball better than it does a lot of sports. 42 uncontested shots for Boston last game. You know how many uncontested shots Cleveland had last game?
14.
10. 42-10 was the difference in contested shots. Now think about that. That's ridiculous. And there's a lot of things that are involved in that. Ball movement, obviously, running an actual offense,
But that tells you, okay, so that's a 32 difference between uncontested shots. But that tells you what the box score says. I mean, that should lead to 30-point blowout, right? And yet the game, they pulled away at the end, but you look at the box, and Boston really didn't shoot all that well. And that's what's crazy about that game. But that's how much they dominated.
Yeah, they dominated. I mean, if LeBron weren't out there, they would win by 50. I mean, it's crazy. Because here's what it tells me, though. It's not just, okay, so I've brought up coaching. It's not just coaching. What it tells me is, from the roster standpoint, to your point, Cleveland has no athleticism. They can't stay in front of Boston's players. They can't. And when you think about Boston's lineup, it's true. They can't stay in front of any of these guys. So they're getting wide-open layups. They're getting wide-open looks. They're getting to the rim. Remember the stat I gave you after Game 1 with the points in the paint? 62 points in the paint for Boston. Well, Jesus.
Right. And if you're LeBron, you can't tucker yourself out doing that all game long, because then how are you going to score 35?
No, you're screwed. They'll win Game 3. Cleveland will, probably. It'll be Game 4 to decide whether or not this is ever a series.
Yeah.
Well, if they lose Game 3, they're going to get swept. But, I mean,
my whole thing is, I looked at extended highlights and then read people's work who analyze this for a living. And the way Boston dominated that game, it didn't really show up on the score sheet the way they dominated it, which is the scary proposition for Cleveland. It's like Boston did all the right things
They'll shoot better than
process-wise,
that ordinarily.
but they'll get better results out of that typically, which is, that's not good, because it's not like LeBron didn't go freaking crazy in Game 2.
It's all they have, though. And that's the thing. You've got a coach that will scheme with a better depth of roster and more athleticism. LeBron can go for 60 and they'll lose.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Somebody else has got to be great.
Yeah, JR has to hit at least 45% of his threes.
Yeah, they got to be great.
Yeah, because it's not like Love wasn't efficient from the field.
So what's got to be so disheartening if you're a Cleveland fan or if you're LeBron James and you know this is the swan song? You can play like you're playing, and he will, because he knows this is it, and you want to go out on a good look. You know, if you give your team 40 a night and you guys lose the game, Series 5 in 5, well, look, I did everything I could. I got us to the conference finals with this roster. Now, he's also to blame because LeBron, the GM, screwed up prior to all of this. But anyhow, I played well. I played well in my last stretch here. But these guys aren't dumb. He's not dumb. He knows damn well that his teammates can't stay in front of these players for Boston. They're younger, more athletic. He also knows they've been dominated in these games. He sees they're a better defensive team, a deeper team, a better coach team. He knows all this. And it's got to be hard to know in your heart of hearts that this is a road to nowhere. This is a road to nowhere. Where are you going with this?
Buddy, he's on the horse. He's Ken Watanabe, and here comes the guns.
It's just a road to nowhere, because even when you win Game 3, which I think they will, it's the last rallying cry. Do not go quietly into that good night.
Brad Stevens is going to go, stop! Stop!
It's just got to suck, because then he's thinking, well, what am I doing here?
Shane Larkin, get in! Stop!
So it's Game 3, and then, you're thinking to yourself afterwards when you get that win, well, we're not going to win in Boston, and I don't think we can win even if we win this series, we're going to get swept by Golden State. I can't beat Golden State by myself. I mean, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, he knows this is fruitless.
There's no out.
Yeah. You're on a road to nowhere. Now, great competitors do not think that way. Great competitors think that they can always win. And I get that mentality, because when you're playing sports, organized sports, and all of you out there listening probably have, you know what I'm talking about. When you step foot on the field, you always believe you can win. You may not be thinking the way that a sports talk show host does, or a fan projecting his favorite team's outcomes down the line, right? We do that sitting at home. Those of us not in the battle. We do that. When you're playing every night, you think, well, I just got to win tonight. I got to win my matchup. We got to win tonight. We can win tonight. So hopefully that's what he's thinking. Because if he sits down and really thinks about it, you're on a road to nowhere.
If I was LeBron, I would lie to myself about the long term and say, if somehow I can do this, then I will be indisputably the greatest player of all time.
And I would tell you, if that Cleveland teams that we see now wins the NBA championship, then we need to stop playing and just give him that award.
Right.
We're done here.
You need me to average 50, I'm going to average 50. Just lie to himself.
Just whatever
keep
it is.
lying until it becomes truth, or he's done.
I would also tell you that I think that's exactly what he's doing. I don't think he's entertained the road to nowhere. I think he is only thinking about scoring 50 whatever and winning.
Given his past career foibles on the court, you'll know when he thinks that way. You'll see it clear as day.
Oh, yeah, he'll shut
see
down.
It clear as day.
He'll go stand in the corner over there.
Right, and then he'll go walk off the court at the end and not say anything to anybody, and then
that'll be that.
You'll next see him introduced with the Lakers or wherever.
Or the Sixers, which sets up a war forevermore.
What a great debate that's going to be.
It's actually an interesting one. It's a fairly fascinating one.
It only affects the balance of power in the sport for the next 3 years at minimum.
Yeah, next 3 years. But the teams coming out of the East will be no joke. Like, if he goes to L.A., or God forbid Houston, but he goes something like that, Boston or the Sixers get to the finals. It's not foregone conclusion time.
But if he goes to the Sixers, then you've got yourself an Eastern Conference battle. It gives the Sixers a chance.
Oh, it certainly does. They got a chance anyhow, but it certainly gives them a much greater chance. And I'd like to see that war with a healthy Gordon Hayward and a healthy Kyrie, with Brad being Brad. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Landowners, your Mahindra dealer is ready to help you save during Mahindra's Red Tag Sale. Enjoy up to $7,900 in tractor cash back and savings, or utility vehicle savings up to $1,700. Plus, Mahindra's industry-leading warranties still come standard. So hurry in for Mahindra's Red Tag Savings.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Quality parts you want and knowledge you need to help get you back on the road. And we're always looking for ways to help you save. Right now, get CarQuest conventional motor oil for just $2.96 a quart. Talk about an amazing price. Plus, find great prices on CarQuest's full line of motor oil. Go to Advance or participating CarQuest Auto Parts stores to take advantage of this great offer while it lasts. Advance Auto Parts, where oil is priced like it should be.
Look at little Corey showing off his bright swim trunks.
$7 select City Street swim trunks for boys from JCPenney. Cannonball!
Aw, his dad's matching.
With $9 select Guys City Street swim trunks, it's easy to spot that deal. Get ready for summer with amazing deals on select towels, swim trunks for boys and men, and swim separates for women. Hurry into JCPenney this weekend. JCPenney, style and value for all. Exclusions apply. See store jcp.com for details.
Oh no! My lunch has been ravaged by ants.
Go to Bandito's Burritos.
Working their way into the summer, DeWalt and Cornerstone Tool and Fastener are turning up the heat. Buy one DeWalt 20-volt Max XR lithium-ion brushless premium hammer drill and impact driver combo kit with 2 5-amp-hour batteries and receive $100 off instantly. And you get one of the following DeWalt Bear tools for free: a 5-inch grinder, recip saw, or an LED spotlight. That's a 3-piece kit. Come check out all the new DeWalt products at Cornerstone Tool and Fastener. And while you're there, check out the most powerful cordless kit on the planet, GoVolt FlexVolt. Cornerstone Tool and Fastener, 1110 Stuckey Ave and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Wahoo Seafood Grill, Tallahassee's leader in fresh seafood, is located right behind the Best Western on North Monroe. Lunch specials start at $7.99. Be sure to try their award-winning house-made burger. Big lunch parties are also welcome. Wahoo Seafood Grill makes lunch specials a very affordable choice. Delivery is available and plenty of parking. Wahoo Seafood Grill. Easy access from any part of town using I-10. Visit them online at wahooseafoodgrill.com or call them today at 850-629-4059.
You're listening to The Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
All right. You know you need relief. You need to be able to sleep comfortably at night. You need to know that you can lay your head on a pillow that feels like MyPillow. Most comfortable pillow you can find is a MyPillow. Not MyPillow per se, but the company MyPillow has MyPillow. And they sent it to me. They said, here you go, Jeff, here's your pillow. I think you'll like our MyPillows. And I did. And now I'm telling you about them. And a breaking news development in the MyPillow world. They got the deal in place now that you're going to want to take advantage of. I sleep well on this pillow. I don't overstate it. It's a comfortable pillow. It's big. I like it. It doesn't lose its shape is my favorite part about that pillow. I don't go crazy telling you about the pillow. I just tell you it's a good pillow because it is. And you get restorative sleep, That's the thing. MyPillow with a 60-day money-back guarantee. If you try it, you don't like it, you can still get your money back, but you will like it. It also has a 10-year warranty, so these pillows last, baby. And here's the latest. MyPillow.com. You go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special. It's a 2-pack special. Enter the promo code 979ESPN. You get 2 MyPillow premium pillows for one low price plus free shipping. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, enter promo code 979ESPN. Call 800-944-6596. That's 800-944-6596 if you want to do this same thing over the phone. But, again, ask about that 2-pack special and then use the promo code 979ESPN. The idea behind making a pillow does interest me.
What, how to craft one? Like who to go and learn from?
Well,
that kind of thing?
I know a little bit about the guy that started this, the guy you see in the commercial there.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about him just developing this pillow. He had neck problems for years and all that. He was finally like, I'm going to make a pillow. And then he did. It's made right here in the United States. And he stayed loyal. They've got their distribution center.
Oh, it's out of Minnesota. Yeah.
It's all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to go sit down with him. Maybe if I sell him enough pillows, I can get a seat at the table. But he's not hoity-toity like that. I mean, he's selling a pillow, right? Plus, I've never met anybody from Minneapolis who's like over
shaky.
They're not like that. They're just earnest Midwestern people, right? So here's the thing.
If he is, in fact, from Minneapolis. Otherwise, that's a really clever play.
It is a clever play, but I don't think you would proclaim that as a big thing, like a badge of honor to sell anything really necessarily.
No, but it's like, Tom Callahan from Tommy Boy.
Yeah, it's true.
He couldn't have been from, Long Island.
No.
He had to have been from the heartland.
Couldn't have been from Los Angeles, right?
Right.
So anyhow, I think that I would love to really know the moment in your life where you decide, I'm going to develop a pillow. I'm tired of this nonsense. I'm getting a pillow. I'm going to make my own damn pillow, and then I'm going to sell it because it's going to be awesome. Where do you begin? Like, people ask me, how did you get into radio? And it was kind of a happy accident. I wasn't sure what I was going to do post-college, and I was thinking about moving back to Tampa or St. Pete. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And a buddy of mine said, at that time, you're talking about the early and mid-'90s, sports talk radio was starting to take off thanks to Jim Rome. And this guy was like, well, you've played sports all your life. You're opinionated. You're an affable guy. You like people. You're not afraid to give your opinion, and you got a good voice. And that's what he said. Why don't you give it a go? And I thought, oh, okay. So that was the first time it was kind of imprinted on my mind to think about getting into radio. And I remember that moment being confronted with the idea of, well, how do you get into radio? Like, how do you just suddenly get into radio?
It's a hell of a question.
It's hard.
Yes.
And the problem is, especially as a talk show host, like I didn't want to screw around doing all the other stuff. I wanted to be a talk show host.
Right. You didn't want to be on this side.
No. Mm-mm. So I thought to myself, how do you do that when you don't have any experience? Because you need experience to learn how to be a talk show host. You got to be a talk show host. Is the only way to be a good talk show host is to do it. Well, who's going to give a guy that's never done it a chance to do it?
Oh, the great chicken or the egg.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. But I thought, well, one way to do it is to say that you're willing to do whatever is necessary at the station to get in, like sweep floors if you have to, but get in the building where you have access to equipment and you can figure things out, right? That's kind of what I thought.
It's a good thing Vince McMahon wasn't your chairman.
That's right. So
whatever it takes.
Yeah. So anyhow, that's where you were, right? And that's kind of what I've thought about before. But who, when they decide, first of all, how does the idea ever come up that you're just going to make a pillow? Like, you know what I'm going to do? Screw this. I'm going to make a pillow. Okay, that's interesting enough there, Roger. And then from there to say, all right, now first things first. Like, where do you begin to make a pillow? I can't knit. I can't sew. I'm not so sure what material works better than any other in a pillow and why.
And then why'd you call it My Pillow? I mean, it works.
It's a great thing.
But why'd you call it My Pillow?
I don't know.
What were the other names?
Maybe I'll have this guy on.
Like the Fluffo.
When he comes on, I want you to ask him why he didn't call it the Fluffo.
Why didn't you call it the Fluffo, sir?
I think that'll be the first question. I'm going to let you ask it. It's great.
What were the top 3 names you were considering?
Exactly.
And was one of them Fluffo?
You think I'm kidding? We're doing this. I'm going to get him on. I mean, what better way to sell the pillow than to have the guy on who made it, right? I would think he would do it.
Probably.
MyPillow.com. Go to MyPillow.com. Get the 2-pack special thing that
Just
I've been
hit
telling you. 979 ESPN.
Flood the people on the phones and on the contact page.
First of all, buy a pillow and then say you want that guy to come on the Jeff Cameron Show.
Mm-hmm.
Actually do that.
As a condition of my purchase.
See what happens. Let's see if we can. This will be an organic thing. We'll do it. It's a groundswell. It's a movement. Let's get the guy on. I want to talk about it. Hey, man, what made you pick out the idea that you wanted to make a pillow? That's crazy.
Now, you got the extra pillow, too? Like the, what is it? Just
No, I have 2 giant My Pillows. I got 2 of the big ones.
Oh, they didn't send you the extra ones?
No,
the deal for the people?
No, I just wanted 2 of the giant pillows.
Oh. They should send us the other ones, then we can do the interview. I'll produce it, and obviously you conduct it sitting on the other pillows.
Oh, you want to sit on these pillows now? I've never sat on my pillow.
Ones. That's what the travel ones they give you. That's what the people get.
All right, maybe I'll ask the guy that's the representative that I talk to when I send off my stuff.
My tailbone's killing me,
yeah,
sir.
Come on, man. Send me one of those little pillows that I can sit on. It's Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Landowners, your Mahindra dealer is ready to help you save during Mahindra's Red Tag Sale. Enjoy up to $7,900 in tractor cash back and savings, or utility vehicle savings up to $1,700. Plus, Mahindra's industry-leading warranties still come standard. So hurry in for Mahindra's Red Tag Savings.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
.50 888-0888 or online at manasa.com. That's MANAUSA.com. And start packing today.
eat, sleep, fish. Mike's Marine Supply and Skeeter Boats want to get you out on the open water. They're your local Skeeter dealer, custom rigged with the Yamaha outboards. Stocked with a full line of Skeeter boats from the Bass to the Saltwater Bay Series, Skeeter has been recognized for 18 consecutive years as the leader in customer satisfaction for fiberglass outboard boats. Check in at Mike's Marine Supply for the spring specials starting soon. Located at 1296 Coastal Highway, Panacea, Florida, call Mike's Marine at 984-5637, online at mikesmarinetallahassee.com.
Congratulations, you are now a licensed drone pilot. But what should you do next to elevate your business to new heights? Learn how to package your drone photography by enrolling in TCC's Wakulla Environmental Institute's Drone Business Video Production course. Don't wait, seats are limited. Go to tcc.fl.edu and search drone today or call 850-558-3500. Learn how to package your drone photography so that you can get your drone business started. Go to tcc.fl.edu and search drone for drone education at TCC's Wakulla Environmental Institute. Class starts June 14th.
Fonville Lewis Messer McConaughey sponsors Braves baseball so that all of you can enjoy the action. Ever since the days of Hank Aaron and Dale Murphy, we've been Tallahassee's home run hitting law firm. And because we don't get paid unless we win, we want to win every case as much as Chipper Jones wanted to win every game. So when you're injured, don't just trust any law firm to handle your case. Make the call to the bullpen for a trusted closer. To see our stats on the back of our baseball card, visit wrongfullyinjured.com. Fonville Lewis Messer McConaughey. Personal injury law is all we do.
Don't just listen to The Jeff Cameron Show. Watch it live. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Live weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. Head to ESPNTallahassee.com today to watch live or catch up on demand. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Brought to you by Nice Tire and Auto, your trusted Goodyear dealer.
Nice Tire and Auto, just minutes away from FSU campus.
Live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Wrapping it up, Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. You know, I try to help out where I can without burdening the audience with an overabundance of gambling angles. As I continue to learn more and engage more in the gambling underworld, I can only take so much to a show like this to where I don't alienate people who don't gamble, who don't have anything to do with gambling, who are averse to gambling, who have a problem with it. Now, if you have a problem with it, then you need to look inward. But the thing is, okay, I understand that. You can't bog a show down with too much of the minutia.
But there are those who know enough to know I'd better stay away from that. That could be an issue.
If you don't have any self-control or something, you think that maybe you would ruin your life. Yeah, that'd be like knowing I am a raging alcoholic and I can't have a sip of beer. It's good to know that.
Or I don't know enough about this one, so I'm going to stay away.
Leave it alone. So for those of you that fall in that category, I don't mean to. A lot of times, what I use when I arrive as Big Daddy J for a given segment, is stuff that can be used as crossover information to inform you about what it is you're watching. Which, if you'd also like to then utilize, perhaps with a friend of yours or a guy that knows a guy, you can.
Hot damn, Big Daddy's done it again.
So as we get set to do probables, I thought I'd share some numbers with you that I've been looking at lately that might help inform what it is you're watching on a nightly basis as it pertains to Major League Baseball, Tom. So, if that means you got to fire up Big Daddy J, then you can fire it up before we get to probables.
So you want Big Daddy J for baseball?
Yeah. And maybe Big Daddy J, in the midst of throwing around some numbers for you, I'll reach out to a compatriot of mine, Tom Lang, who produces this show, and ask from a Big Daddy J standpoint about tonight's hockey.
Hey, Big Daddy, having some Red Russians tonight?
We'll know in about 47 seconds.
Into an open wing. It's picked up by Dowdy, an empty net. He scores.
Hot damn, Big Daddy's done it again.
Red Russians all around, Teddy.
All right, Big Daddy.
That never gets old. It's still great. Do you realize if you bet $100 on every Dodgers game this year, your ROI, return on investment, isn't good? You're minus $2,887 at this point.
Regression to the mean. Stick with it, pal.
You got to hang in and keep chasing. The bottom ROIs, Dodgers, White Sox. If you're betting on the White Sox, you got issues. Orioles, Royals, and Indians. There's no way you could have told anybody, and here's how it relates to somebody who's not a gambler, that if at the beginning of the year you were going to wager on the Dodgers to have a good season, they would be last in this.
My guess would be on the other side of it, your team is probably in the top group, and so are the Braves.
Yeah, and so are the D-backs, some others. Yes, the Braves are number one right now. Highest ROI.
And you can catch them right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
And you could be doing well right about now if you had really believed in the Braves before the start of the season began and just taken them in every game. That's the point of this, is you got to remain consistent. It's a long race, Tom.
That's on the money line, obviously, that you're taking them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you would be doing all right for yourself. You would be plus over $2,800, I think, right now.
My goodness.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you're looking for a ROI on a pitcher, for example, and you want to say, well, who can I rely on a nightly basis? You think you got a handle on this?
Verlander.
Oh, he's on the list, but he's not in the top 5 currently.
Really?
Yeah. Luis Severino is number 1 currently. Ooh. He's 8-1 on the season. He's plus $700 right now for you.
Is Robbie Ray in there?
No, but Max Scherzer shows.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
You know who else is? Garrett freaking Cole. You can't. Obviously, sweet Jesus. There are a couple of guys that you may not suspect on this list, but you just alluded to the fact they're having a fine season. Julio Teheran is doing all right for you right now, too. Mm-hmm. You're at plus $633 if you're taking Julio Teheran starts.
And my guess is what that is a bleed-over effect from disappointing campaigns in years past, with all the promise of being an ace, not delivering. So the trailing effect of that might be affecting the lines of the games he's pitching.
Yeah, and Eduardo Rodriguez for the Boston Red Sox is 7-1 on the season at plus 533.
Well, now.
Doing all right. Now, whom do you not want to perhaps place a friendly wager on in a given start?
Zach Wheeler.
I don't know too many people are betting on Zach Wheeler, so they're not getting burned. These would be pitchers that you're getting burned by, that you thought highly of. Not enough people think highly of Zach Wheeler. So you got to factor in these are guys with promise that are not coming through for you. One of them's obvious. Clayton Kershaw is a mess. Clayton Kershaw right now at minus 975. He's 2-5 on the year. And of course, he's hurt. And oh, by the way, he's part and parcel to the Dodgers' problems across the board. They got injuries galore. They're terrible. You want to have a fun time with your friends and maybe the guy down at the corner of the bar that I was talking about? This thing is a mess, by the way. My mic is a mess. Bet on whether or not the Dodgers finish 500 or below or above. I mean, they're awful. They have one of the worst records in baseball currently.
Yeah, but
I'm going to count on them to finish 500 or above.
I mean,
they've got to, right?
Yeah. They have
Matthew,
to.
where are you at on that? Would you take the Dodgers to finish above 500?
Above, he says, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So you got really good odds right now. Like, if you know a guy, take the Dodgers. It's just like when stocks are a mess, right?
Right.
You buy them up.
You buy low.
You buy them up. Buy the Dodgers right now
Yeah.
if that's your belief. Just a friendly piece of advice from Big Daddy J.
Well, Justin Turner has had injury concerns, right? Is he coming back?
He's coming back, yes.
Right. He makes them go.
Yeah. But Seager's gone for the year now, and they've had all kinds. Kershaw's got problems. Like, he was eligible to come off the DL yesterday, and they pushed it back to June.
Really?
That's never a good sign.
Oh,
man.
I know that song and dance.
Yeah, you know what that looks like in the New York Mets organization. All right, so think about this. It makes sense that people you'd lose money on are people with the Kansas City Royals. So Danny Duffy and Jason Hamill are a mess right now, and if you bet on their starts, you're losing a lot of money. But how about this? So you have 2 Royals on this list for the bottom 5 ROI and 2 Dodgers. That's crazy. That's just, again, another indicator. Clayton Kershaw and Kenta Maeda are screwing you. And then finally, Jose Urena of Miami, who, by the way, is 0-9.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, they're 0-9 in their starts when he's on the hill. That's not going to get it done.
Maybe Chase Utley can save the Dodgers.
You like that they're floundering, don't you?
He's just a slide away.
Your best starting pitchers, if you're looking for the over on a given night, involves one of your Pittsburgh Pirates right here. Chad Kuhl is 7-0 on the year with the over coming in every one of his starts. He's had 8 starts. He's got 7 on the over.
On the over?
Over every time he starts. The run total.
Oh, so high runs, but he still wins. You guys give him run support?
It's just for whatever reason the numbers have been. He's pitching well, but like for example today it's 8 I think, and I'm taking the over.
So it's one
Padres.
of those. Okay, some guys get crazy run support and some guys get no run support at all.
It's also because of who you match up against, and he's better than most people's 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So you're facing somebody else's 4, and you go out there and
often you'll see it's an ace that doesn't get run support. And people say, well, what is it? I mean, they do this. Well,
it's a mindset,
Well, it's a mindset. Yeah, we only need to score 2.
You're also facing somebody else's.
And you're also yes, exactly. It's not rocket science.
The overs for guys this year: Kuhl, Hill, Samardzija, and I knew Matthew knew Samardzija all day long with Samardzija. That guy can't get anybody out. He's about done.
Well, maybe he could go play in the NFL. He was a good receiver.
The answer for your for Verlander is the unders are coming in at big time. Almost every start for him, is the under.
That makes sense.
Because he's dominating.
Yes, because he's lining up against the best.
And then there's just other things that you can utilize, like stadiums, where the overs happen more often than not, and unders happen more often than not.
Cincinnati, Houston, Colorado.
Here's where this is interesting. The over stadiums are Yankee stadiums, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Bandbox, piece of crap. Progressive Field is number 2.
Okay.
With the overs. Fenway Park, number 3, makes sense. Can you tell me? Because I don't know. And I didn't look it up because I wanted to see if either of you guys knew. Where the hell is Globe Life Park?
Globe Life Park?
Yeah. You know where Globe Life Park is? Where the hell is Globe Life Park?
Did Kansas City get some new naming rights to Kauffman this year?
I wouldn't think that's... I could not even venture a guess where Globe Life Park is. It's number 4 on the list. I guess, okay.
Texas Rangers.
Well, okay, so, a lot of runs scored in Texas. When did they change the name to that park?
Well, Great American, was Great American a business?
Or did
Cincinnati.
Was Great American
Oh, they called it the ballpark at Arlington, excuse me. So
Yeah.
it didn't have a naming right, so there you go.
Globe Life Park, that's ridiculous. Where's Guaranteed Rate Field? Did you know this was a place? Guaranteed Rate Field. Where is that?
Guaranteed Rate Field.
You
I'm
got
going to
any
guess,
idea?
then look it up. I'm going to guess that
San Diego?
is Seattle now. I don't know.
Well, that's a good guess. I mean, some of these ballparks I've never heard of.
Google knew it. I was just typing in guarantee, and it's where the White Sox play now.
The new Comiskey.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's not that new, but yeah, okay. Guaranteed Rate Field, AT&T Park, Great American Ballpark, and Petco Field are your top 8 for the overs. The unders are Chase Field, Busch Stadium, Dodger Stadium. Nobody can hit it out of Dodger Stadium, seemingly. Minute Maid Park.
Really?
On the unders?
Well, they're setting the...
it's Cole. It's Cole. It's Verlander. It's
right.
Nobody can score.
And they're going to set the number higher because of the ballpark factor anyway.
Minute Maid Park, I just said. Miller Park, Tropicana Field.
Where's that?
It's
in a garage.
Marlins Park, of course, with the unders, although their pitching's terrible.
Light that thing up.
Nationals Park and Target Field in Minneapolis is all on your unders. Just interesting information. And while Big Daddy J's at it, you like our Lightning tonight? Road team is undefeated in the series so far at 3-0.
I think so. They got to play better than they did in Game 3, though. They didn't play their best game, but
it's a good sign to win by 2 goals and not play your best game.
Special teams make a big difference. You kill a couple penalties and you score a couple of power play goals. I was going to say shorthanded, but power play goals.
Are you aware of the numbers, by the way, of the Lightning's power play?
It's absurd.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You can't stop us.
They scored 7 or 8 games in a row.
It's the best in the playoffs by a lot.
Well, it's because, so Ovechkin is considered to be the best at the one-timer game. I disagree with that. He has been for the balance of his career. But
Stamkos has become...
Well, Stamkos, he's been exceptional there for a long, long time. And then 86 Kucherov on the other side is the same thing.
Yeah.
So you have
got Lightning coming at you.
You've got 2 of them.
Yeah. And you get moving sideways even one time.
Right.
We're moving back and forth really well.
The north-south approach needs to it wasn't where it needed to be. It was a B effort with A stretches, I thought, in Game 3. So they got to play better tonight. I would probably at 6 play the under.
Yeah, well, I got to see if I can get what the goal line is. That's a big deal. Is the puck line? So what's the puck line? I haven't even looked it up yet. Big Daddy J will be looking after the show at the puck line.
I saw Washington on the money line as a slight favorite.
By the way, that empty net goal last night with 3 seconds to play, that hurt some feelings. Not Big Daddy J, who did not venture down that road. but it put the game to the over, and it covered the puck line of a 1.5 goals. Somebody lost out with 3 seconds to go on the under, getting 1.5 goals.
Yeah.
It's a 2-goal game because of the empty netter with 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how angry you'd be?
No, that's how that goes, though, with the empty netter. It's always a 1.5 goals. The baseline line in hockey is a 1.5 goals because of the fear of the empty net. So usually people are doing backflips when the game goes to overtime. That's what they're waiting for, is they're looking for an overtime.
That is some damn brutal stuff. 3 seconds to play, and you get puck lined and the over. And you had the under with a 1.5 goals. And then you're seeing that thing go to the net.
Vegas, baby. Vegas.
Yeah, and they've dominated the series outside of the first period of the first game. Vegas has been better than all but, say, 30 minutes of this series.
Okay, so I thought Winnipeg would, and this is where our friend has been calling me. I told him to stay off of me. I don't have a feel for it right now. Wacky things are happening in these playoffs. Winnipeg's better, but they're not playing better.
They're not playing better at all.
I thought they would adjust and play well last night because they did so well going to Nashville, which is one of the great and most deafening atmospheres in
didn't
hockey.
make any difference at all.
No, and in game one, I said it on Monday when we talked, Vegas had a ton of chances. It's just Winnipeg blocked so many, golden opportunities.
They also scored 3 goals in like 5 minutes to start the game. One of them was fluky, but,
The other thing is their goaltender in Vegas, Marc-Andre Fleury, is the luckiest bleeping goaltender.
He's also had a resurgence.
He's had a resurgence, but, more posts. That guy gets more breaks.
I wonder if that's quantifiable or if that's just your frustration with him at varying points.
There were 2 more posts last night.
I know.
That doesn't happen every game. With him, it does.
What is weird, though, is Vegas has like I said, I've watched both those games, I've watched 2 of the 3 games, 2.5 of 3 of the games, and I feel like Vegas has dominated that series other than the first period of the first game. I mean, it really
they were built for the playoffs. That's where they always played was tight.
That number, by the way, you want to have fun with numbers. If they get to the finals, so first of all, there's already a guy that's cashed a check who they have these things now where you can take your bet and go to the window, or you can sell it to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And
make a deal, essentially. It's like a deal or no deal with the briefcases.
That's exactly what it is. So if you just for giggles, because you're a resident of Las Vegas, and you just wanted to have some fun because that's going to be your new team. So if you put $100 on every game for Vegas, you've already made a killing. Like you've literally made tens of thousands of dollars by betting on them every night. But the other thing that's happened is if you bet on them to go to Stanley Cup Finals, and it's a modest wager of like $100, I think I read where you're about to cash out at $46,000. Now, if you hold on to it and they win the whole thing, you're going 6 figures. I'd hold on to it at this point, wouldn't you? Or would you take your 46 and ride?
I'd see what kind of value I could get after game 1 if they lost game 1. Because
they did lose game 1, yes.
No, of the finals
of
itself.
The finals, right.
Yeah. I'll bet you could still get somebody to buy in for a good amount of money at that point.
It's a tough call, man, because it's what you've got in your pocket right now. Like somebody could give you cash out.
Right. Can you live with the fact that you get $35-40 grand if somebody cuts you a check? Right now. Well, no check at all. Cash.
Cash.
They give you cash, $35-40 that when we don't need to talk about anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be okay with losing out on another $500K.
One's life-altering money, the other's really not. I think I'm going to hold off. I'm gonna ride. I've ridden it to this. I've ridden it this far. Think about when you made that bet before the puck dropped on game number 1.
It's $100 you'll never think about.
You never think about that money ever again. And that money, the other money you're talking about, changes your life. 30-something grand doesn't. It's nice in the moment, but it doesn't change your life. Man, I'm holding out on that one.
Yeah,
it's tough.
I think if we were counseling, as we're doing right here, I think I'd agree.
Yeah, I think you'd hold off on that one. That's but it's just cool stuff, man. I love reading those stories, on which I read a lot.
I wonder how much you could get for it if they were up, let's say 2-0 in a series, or it was Game 7 of the Cup final. Yeah.
Could you get like 70% of it?
Yeah, like the true deal or no deal briefcase deal.
Yeah.
If somebody offers you $125K and
you stand to make $350 or something if you hold out.
It's Game 7. And it's Game 7, Cup final.
Give you somebody your money right now?
I could give you $150K and it's worth $6 if they win. What would you do?
Again, six is life-changing money. I'm going to hang it in there. I can live without making $150 grand. That's a lot of money.
175 grand?
Well, this is a fun game to play all the time. I played this game This is crazy. I played this game last weekend. If you guys were listening to the SiriusXM show, College Sports Saturday, I played this game on the air with Brad Hopkins about what. Whenever you play that game, it happens in sports a lot, both for bettors and also for players. When you're on the sideline, you get a lot of downtime in sports, and you're just talking to each other. And usually the game involves something that I can't repeat here. It involves, because we're talking about dudes. And so guess what we're talking about? But it's always, well, I know, but maybe for 500. And then you're like, well, if you do it for 500, you do it for 450. And then it's a fun game because the person goes, well, okay, 450. Well, if you do it for 450, you'll do it for 400. Well, no, I wouldn't. Oh, so you're telling me for 450 you'll do it, but you won't do it for 420?
Right, yes. You play this game so much that you have the talking points down and bullying effect down to get people to say, well, yeah.
But it's true, because if you're gonna, it's like saying I'll do something for $1,000, and I go, okay, well, how about 980? You have to say yes at that point, so you'd say 980. Now I already got you at 980. Can I get you to 950? Probably, pretty easily. Pretty soon I'm trying to get you to 800. I've got you 200 off of that grand that you were so sure was the bottom number.
Yeah.
You know, well, you'd take 980. You'll take 960.
What was the topic?
What you play for. Because he, at the end of his career, he was offered a chance to come back and be a backup in Tennessee. And I laughed at him because he was making millions of dollars. The Titans offered him $1 million even to come back and play the season at right tackle instead of left tackle, because they had just drafted a left tackle, and they wanted him to start. And they were saying, well, you'll be either the backup or the right tackle, but we want you to mentor this guy. And we're offering you $1 million. And he said, and I said, this is where athletes lose touch with reality. And I wasn't making fun of him. It was just a fun conversation. He goes, I wouldn't come back for $1 million. Good grief. It was like he was angry. He was offended. He said he and his agent were offended by the offer. And I said, hey, babe, Brad, they offered you $1 million to play football for one season, potentially as a backup. And he goes, that's ridiculous. I wasn't going to go back for $1 million. I turned it down. I retired. I was like, I would love to be in a position to say, well, this $1 million you offer me is a paltry sum. What? Just spit in my face, why don't you? I mean, what a cool thing. So then I said, well, what if they offered you $1 million too? And then we started the game.
Yeah. What was the number? 2?
I think it was closer to 2 or 3 million that he would have come back for. I said, must be nice. You were living right, buddy. He's like, 13 years in the league, man. You're offering me $1 million. It's like less than the league minimum. I would have had to agree to take less than what I could get.
So, Brad, why are you doing this?
He's bored. He'll tell you that.
He does it because he's bored.
He also works for the NFL Network. So he just loves football. And he likes talking about football, and he figures, why don't I get paid for it? It's like a weekend gig for him.
Right. So he would have to work about 30 years in this profession to do what he would have gotten paid for 1 year of backing up.
Isn't that crazy?
Logic, huh?
Yeah, it's amazing. All right, probables. I promised I'd get to them. I probably should do that. I should also note before the music starts that, of course, tonight, Florida State, very important game against NC State. I would note also that's the ACC Network Extra if you're trying to watch that without going over to the ballpark. My man Chip Baker going to be on the commentary, though. He's really, really good at it. And hopefully we see Drew Parrish pitch well against Reed Johnston. By the way, Reed Johnston on the year, 7-0 with a 2.91. Drew Parrish, 4-0 with a 2.42. Good matchup tonight. Should be a lot of fun. All right, probables. Fire away.
It's time for, how you say, with the pitching, probables?
Padres, Pirates, take the over. I just told you that. Eric Lauer goes for the Padres. Chad Kuhl going for the Buccos. Goes for his 5th win of the season. Athletics, Blue Jays, Andrew Triggs, Aaron Sanchez. Orioles, Red Sox, Kevin Gausman. Any other way to say that? David Price goes for the Red Sox.
Guzman.
Nicely done. Phillies, Cardinals, Vince Velasquez. Luke Weaver, Florida State's own. Tossed 5 shutout innings against San Diego in his last start. But he has yet to complete 6 innings in any of his previous 5 starts. How are we doing, Luke? Although starting pitchers in Major League Baseball averaging the fewest number of innings pitched ever in the history of Major League Baseball this year. Starters go 5 1/3 on average.
Sounds about right.
Babies. Ridiculous. Cubs, Braves, John Lester, Mike Soroka. Or Oka. Braves fans will let me know. Rangers, White Sox, Cole Hamels, James Shields. James Shields still in the league. Rays, Angels, Chris Archer, Tyler Skaggs. I can attest to the fact that James Shields is also a really nice dude.
Huh.
Really good guy.
You wouldn't figure with his game day demeanor being what it was.
Really, really good guy.
And I say was because he's not who he was.
No. No, he's not. Tigers, Mariners, Matthew Boyd, Marco Gonzalez. Rockies, Giants, Chad Bettis beat us. Jeff Samardzija has not pitched 6 innings since coming off the DL, has given up 5 runs in each of his last 2 starts. He hasn't been very good.
James Shields is the one who gave up the homer to Mr. Bartolo Colon in San Diego.
You'll forever like that about him.
Yeah.
So look at those that shall reside on the bump.
The autumn wind and the winter winds, they have come and gone.
You know, May 17th, and then we're about to enter into the weekend. Do I say it? I mean, May is...
It's moving.
We're moving. Once you get to June, you get the feelies.
Yeah, I mean,
you do.
I had to book my July stuff a couple weeks ago, and I was like, it's forever till we go. No, it's 2 months.
No, it's 2 months.
Oh.
2 months go like this, baby.
Oh, man. So July is right around the corner.
Yes, it is. And once July's around the corner, we're practically in football season. Good Lord.
Yeah, that's true.
Good work out of you, Thomas. Good work, Matthew. Be well, everybody. Have a great night. Are the soccer dudes coming up? Is that what's going on here?
That's correct.
All right. Soccer guys coming up next. Stay tuned. Listen to that stuff. Should be fun.